Cap still alive. Just eviscerate the team just like that. They have taken the game.
About these events like the PUBG Hot Drop 2025 that we just had is simply just meeting all of these amazing people.
PUBG for putting on this amazing event. It's been so much fun. It's been so great getting to chat to the devs, getting to see everyone playing games and having so much fun. Thanks to all the team that's put it together.
It's great to be here. I can only say to other PUBG players, come here next year.
Welcome to the PUBG Players Tour. This year, we're introducing structured competitive play in third-person perspective mode for players of all ranks, levels, and ability. Here's how it works in EMEA and Americas. PUBG Players Tour competition is held in 2-week phases. Each week, you and your squad can compete in player scrims. Think of these as a great alternative to ranked play. Each day of scrims will feature a variety of maps, with defined team and lobby sizes to ensure a balanced best-of-3 rounds. Teams will earn points based on their performance, and daily leaderboards will track their progress. When the scrims are over, the top teams will qualify for the PUBG Players Tour Cups, where they will be joined by up to 10 invited teams, featuring some of the best players in the region. Players' Cup leaderboards will track team performances across 2 days of play, with the top 8 squads progressing to the final round of competition. Players Masters are the pinnacle of the PUBG Players Tournament. 8 teams from each of the 2 cups will engage in fierce competition for a huge prize pool in each region across the PUBG Players Tour season. And for times when a Players Masters isn't scheduled, you can still get your PUBG Players Tour fix with Super Cups. These work just like Masters events, where again, 16 teams, 8 from each of the 2 previous Players Cups, compete for a share of the total cash prize pool. Welcome to the PUBG Players Tour. You know the game. Be a player.
Welcome back, everyone. It's PUBG Player Cup. I'm Mark Power, joined by the amazing Koho, as we are on the penultimate, though, because we have today and tomorrow, and then next week is our final 2 days at a TPP circuit where we have to decide over the 2 weeks 8 people to go through towards the last chance, which will be then going through to the Masters West. Been a busy weekend for me. Koho, how you been? How's things? You ready for some TPP action?
I'm ready for some TPP. Been enjoying a lot of the FPP on the weekend. Been grinding that one out. It was fun to watch you guys bring that along. Now, today I had fun reading the patch notes that we're going to play tomorrow, right? We have a patch day tomorrow, so we're going to play one day on the old patch, one day on the new one. I'm excited for that. And yeah, like you said, it's sort of coming to a close, this whole circuit.
It has been a really, really busy year. Let's just remind everyone how we kind of got here. What's the format? What are we doing? Well, every week we have this kind of series where you can get involved. You can sign up with you and your friends to do best of 3s. If you get enough points on the board, you'll find yourself as a qualified team, and you'll be at this stage, the purple section, which is the Player Cup. We're technically on week number 1. Now, this graphic is slightly outdated. Why? Because it's been chaos through the year. We are going to be looking only for a best of 4, the best of 12 that we're going to be doing, that we're going through, not to the Masters, not to the Super Cup. No, this is the final event for the year. It will be the last chance where they'll join the other 8 teams that have already qualified to try and find a top 8 that will be going through to play the Americas. So it'll be an interesting show. 4 spots, pretty tough though, Koho.
It is. 4 spots, this changes the whole dynamic totally. you can play good games and get an 8th place, but you have to play really good. You have to be considerably better than the rest of the lobby to lock yourself in that top 4. So that's going to be tighter than usual. It's going to be harder than usual. And it's only those last 2 tries you have to play it and get yourself a chance to even compete at that EMEA Masters West, right?
Worth reminding us, you can see on the screen, we are on the new updated 2.3.0 point system where we go back to the most important, which is 10 points for a win, but second place should be on 5 points. The teams that are competing today are some of the household names that we've been seeing, duking it out though on that FPP circuit Co's been talking about, where we have the likes of Twisted Minds, FaZe, etc. coming in. Bushido obviously making an appearance as well. But you've got to remember, these teams didn't qualify in the last section, Loco, in the Masters, so they came from 8th and below. Therefore, they have to go through this qualification section. And again, as a reminder, we're looking for 4 this week and 4 next week only. So it's super, super tough.
Super tough. At least you have the 2 weeks to do it. At least you have the 2 tries. And if you don't feel like you can make it in this lobby, which is fair enough, honestly, with Twist, FaZe, all there up there at the top already looking like 2 lock-ins, right, for us. You would have another chance next week, but time is running out. And I say, right, the teams at the top there are Twist, FaZe, they look like lock-ins. You can never be too sure. This is a different world, and we've just seen Twisted Minds barely scrape into that finals in the FPP circuit. So while they usually would be the best team in the world at the moment, I would say, things don't always go smoothly for them.
No, coming off the back of an EWC and scraping through on the last match with a pistol emergency drop, it was chaotic. FaZe, on the other hand, though, they've been looking really strong. Something has spiced them up. It's a last chance really to try and get to lands. It's a last chance to try and maximize all these events to get as much money on the board. But let's get ourselves into the game, though. It is going to be match number 1. We are going to be doing Miramar. Don't forget, again, reminder, it is 4 maps a day and 4 maps tomorrow. So let's get things going, Okao. It's week number 1, day number 1. More importantly, it's match number 1 on Miramar.
Is the Dusty Dunes that get us into it. If you forgot how we were doing, this is the PPT circuit. This is where we miss the planes. And this is also where we play 4 games a night. So you play each map once and you don't get any double takes. You don't get any retries. You got to convert on the first one.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Let's go back to the topic of teams, though, because as I said, we are looking for 4. Yes, look, you're going to put that Twisted Minds, you're going to put that FaZe up there. I'd also argue Bushido can be that kind of hit and miss team, Kyle. So obviously with 4, maybe they're going to maximize, maybe they're not. And if, let's say they do maximize, let's run the scenario, that's 3 teams potentially already gone. We've got the likes of 100 ADR in here. We've got Freeside. They've been aggressive. We see the likes of Skittles. They can be hit and miss if they turn on as well. It's going to be, I think it's going to come down to pacing. Are these teams going to be okay with the level of pacing? We saw some really high level of pacing, arguably on the FPP circuit at the weekend. If that continues here, that's chaos. And some people just can't control that.
I think, if anything, we have sort of seen that the meta has accelerated a bit. I think teams have started to play more center. They've started to play these high prio compounds a little bit earlier, a little bit more aggressively. And even more so in TPP. So when you see this circle pop, there's no doubt in my mind that we'll see the teams that are close to it. We'll see an ADR. We'll see any sort of team that's somewhat in the region of the high priority compounds. Send a player early, lock that down, not waste any second on their way there, because we have seen these compounds are super impactful, and unless you get C4'd out of them, you have really hard to dislodge.
See if they can dislodge this time. Zone does go south, so we have a south towards a north to northwest. Lots of water to play. Partona is in. I love Partona endings. They're very rare. So like an island, I wouldn't count on it, guys. But it does sort of push us towards that kind of Los Leones style, especially in that sort of southwest corner. So wouldn't be too surprised to see more teams maybe work their way around. The other side of things, though, we're going to see a lot more teams rotate around that sort of west, right? So as they come around the west, they've got lots of free area. They can obviously work their way in, and depends on how much they want to try and take off this zone and centralize themselves up. I think that'd be an interesting one to watch. So if you haven't already, make sure you get the map feed up. ! Map in chat. Obviously, they are on Twitch and on YouTube as well. So if you've got that second monitor, yeah, make sure you can see these kind of movements that these teams and they're making decisions coming into this first phase.
Skittles is in a tricky spot here. They had Prio and lost Leonis, but they were sharing it. Oh. He even hit it. He even tagged him. But it wasn't enough. Miss Your Way's going to stay alive in this one. But they had a team right next to them, right? So, not as easy for them to get what they would want out of this circle because they have to worry about teams around them. Now they know that this is a solo player. Now they know that the player at least had to heal. They don't know that he's still low, but they know that at least he had some time healing. So they will try to arrest this instantly. They will try to close this out, get that kill point going.
Yeah, good pressure for them as well. This is the skills we used to see, but as I said before, it just feels hit and miss sometimes with them. Like, hyper aggressive really well, and sometimes not. I have opted to see if they had ducked out the other side. Just seen him, just needs to scrape. And Winkley will open things up here, though. The first kill done and dusted. That's unfortunate. Maybe taking one compound too many and getting punished for not having any meds.
Yeah. Early pickup. Nice and easy. ADR already in the close vicinity. You have to be worried about your cars there. Got to make sure you reset nice and quickly as well. But you love to see this. From the start, from the get-go. Taking a player out of a team that's right next to you is always just double as impactful as just getting that kill point. Should be nice for skills, yeah.
I'll give you the opportunity to kind of take on that. You still have that anchor in Lost, which is intriguing. Obviously, they are maybe factoring that it could push back that way. This moving their way in now. They're coming in with that sort of northeast corner. Lots of space in front of them. And again, no one really sort of playing into the town of Lost just yet. No reason why not to. I can confirm now I have a Bugatti now as well, people. I know everyone's been worrying about it. Bloody Martin and James have been taking a mick out of me, and I managed to get one. I'm so happy. I'm not going to lie.
They just bullied you. Bully you for not being as rich as they are. What color is your Bugatti? Kind of mindset.
Have you got one? Did you go on the crates?
Absolutely not. I'm gunskins all the way. I just do not. The cars, they're cool and stuff, but I just like my guns.
Makes so much noise. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I say I'm with you. I'm more of a clothing guy than car guy. Okay. And I do like the Ace skin, that new Ace skin, the level 1. I think that's cool. I really do like that, and the Org one. Yeah. I kind of fix that. I focus in on a certain skin. I'm like, I've got to complete this before I move on. That's me basically.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm big on just get those guns that you're playing regularly. Get those progressives, level them up, and leave everything else aside. FaZe Clan, meanwhile, they're leaving this aside. They're happy to rotate on parallel, just get themselves a little bit south. Get themselves into playable spots. No, that's bad news for Aqualyptos. That tire popping might have just signed his death warrant.
Yeah, he's going to be cautious now. There's not really much cover. He's going to try and scrub his way to just in a moment. Just out there now. He's playing with millimeters. As he scrubbles his way back towards the rock. He's lucky. A little bit of a bypass here, but he's going to need an evacuation if he wants to stand a chance. Or the guys are going to need an opening knock back. They are applying the pressure. They need more guns focused.
There's a few angles collected already. Fine. Off to the left. And then Paidaro's looking to maybe get himself a spot where he can get involved as well. Question is, where do you pick him up? That's a big knock. That buys them a lot of time, and that's one of the rather little bit closer players for Empty Blank as well. So that's one that could have made the move, could have gotten another angle opened up. Slows them down right away, and go next looking good in this one.
Well, this is the thing now. Empty Blank, you say, it's a closer player. They now need to move towards their danger. Try and get up there. Send them the car now. XY, QT on the res. Now, he's getting the nades. He's getting close as he can. Let's see if he can deliver this one. He has the ridgeline to be able to provide the cover. Take maybe the next ridgeline before he launches. The launch is cooked. It's out. Res has happened. Potentially the re-knock, but no, it's swallowed up by the sand.
This is where it gets awkward. Padaro's found. Game's up. Everybody knows. But Padaro's smart to reposition here. Might not have had a util himself to do much about this. Could have tried for a nade, but he decides, okay, I'm outnumbered here. Might as well fall back and reset this.
yeah, look, he's, even if you get the grenade, right, he's done enough that he's drawn the eyes towards him. It's given guys like Galactos a bit of time now to get in the car, get medded back up, get rotated. So, yes, maybe no confirmation from that knock, but at least they're keeping 4 alive.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, that looked like, honestly, looked like they had lost a player there. When that tire popped and it was way out in the open, teammates nowhere to be found, that looked like it was almost over. But I have to give some respect as well to Empty Blank for not fully committing and just flying in without having control of the situation. They could have destroyed themselves there, to be honest. If they just focused, tunneled on the solo that they had dead to rights and not considered the danger coming from his teammates, they could have ended up losing a player here. So I think both teams playing that one rather well and salvaging their way out of a tricky, sticky situation.
Well, for rotation, Highway is busy today. I'm with you on that. 2 blanks, all calm and collective. You do see a lot of players, you say, overcommit. So these guys are going to overcommit and they're going to breach, and that's not how you want to cross paths. You've got to take the opportunity to pull up. The car becomes the right way up, but they've all lost momentum. 888. It's a deviate. And I'll take towards the high road. Again, it's a close path in, but no reward just yet.
A lot of shots fired, a lot of cars damaged. We're still on 63 players. Heading into the zone as it's about to close. 22 seconds. We're going to get a lot of information about where this goes in a little bit here. Phase 2 on Miramar still quite impactful. Land ratio coming on in Phase 4. And a lot of teams doing a good job to keep themselves alive so far.
Comes that zone we talked about. It goes heavy towards that west. That'd be no surprise really. That Partona would have been that kind of islandish finish, but yeah, it's quite heavy. Like normally not even towards that sort of north side as well. We're still holding on to Resort, so that position between Los Leones and Resort, I think it's going to get quite chaotic. Maybe not a bad spot. They're going to try and rotate their way back. Go next, going to try and catch these rotations. 888 seems to have the momentum. Good connection. No, it doesn't quite get enough on those final shots. Clicks dry. Now they've got to follow that same rotation in.
It's a rough shift for a lot of these teams. It's gone so far east. A lot of teams just have to send, like we've just seen the first one. Twisted Minds on the send. FaZe is shooting at rotations. Blasting it at people that are going through the beaches. And it almost makes me wonder if FaZe didn't just get beaten to the punch here. They wanted to take rotation shots by the looks of things, but I think if Freeside can get through here relatively unscathed, they can bring themselves into a massively better side of the zone.
Yep. So I'm trying to figure out if that was the last car. It was. Looking back that way, FaZe obviously on that outside edge, trying to catch his rotation. But here comes the clash. A lot of teams trying to send it for the middle. Twisted Minds get the first knock and confirmation done. Oh my god, the nade from Example. Pinpoint accurate to the tree. Landed on the feet of Conf.
Picking up 2 teams there at the same time. It's Twisted Minds. The Giants in the lobby here. Batu coming on in. He's a car fan apparently himself. Comes in style. Example finds a second. And Melman, he's trying to scurry away here, but Perfectus is going to swing that smoke in a second. Put the third down, and just like that, Twisted Minds looking hot.
Looking good. Example. Figure out where that final player is. And let's get the connection. The boom does roll a grenade downhill.
Yeah.
Finds Perfectix. I like how Twisted Minds push past it though slightly. Just all the lines in. They go back. Confirmation done. Might try to grab that chip, but that is pretty clean back-to-back grenades.
Good on them to not stick the res there, not get double naded, but now they have to worry about getting their own flushes. Batu gets both. 1 nade, 1 AUG. Make sure that the boom is at least a singular problem, not an entire team. But he's grabbing some stuff here from Trunks. He's looking for something. A Panzerfaust, of course. And at this point, he's held on so long to it, they might not expect it at all.
Now he can run through the smoke, and I think they've seen him transition in there, right? So, I'm back. Car is coming on the other side, though. Go next, launches forward. Example does find the boom, so no explosive ending for him. Go next, find the first point, sorry, on the board. They had one before. That's what I've got at the moment. Again, it seems on the outside edge, not being involved in kind of that chaos that has been a rotation. Just trying to wait, figure out exactly where these teams are going to put up.
Going to be taking their time with it. Maybe just pick one off when they come back out of that warehouse. They know that the Saints are not going to be stuck in there forever, so it's a chance to pick up another kill point. But you see this map, and you see that the eastern half is still entirely empty almost, and we're going slightly more east here as well. We're going far south, but we're also going a little bit east, and that western side is going to get more and more stacked. More teams are going to come in towards Twist, up that road. More teams are going to try and maneuver around the resort area. If you manage to be a team that's swinging around the edge, even if it's Storm on request on the south on the beach there, if that glider can get them around to the east, you're in so much better of a spot than if you're trying to fight your way in from the west.
Right. Again, I think a lot of people have quite worked out the new map updates, and we have so many go back towards that west. So that's why we have such a larger number of teams sitting there. Unfortunately, our recall is only got one option ready to go. Thinking that resort might be free, might get away with it. You know, to get rotating, they're going to be rotating past that Twisting Mines. Coming in towards Vex, who has the FAMAS in hand. He has a few dips, but he's going to be very reliant now on Bushido to drive towards him. But with TPP, let's get a lot more information. But saying that, they are rolling straight on top of him, though. Gustav gets the first shot. Don't forget the FAMAS in here. You can hear it ringing out from Vex. There's a quick kill confirmed. FaZe getting the first point on the board.
Unfortunate for Bushido. Needs to come back out. Try and get some of that pressure back. Maybe find a lucky opening, but I think they're very likely to just cut their losses here and understand that one's gone. That one's not coming back. They see better dips available for them as well. They make a big retreat away from FaZe Clan, who only had 2 members here. They were just a little bit earlier. They were able to strike before Bushido was ready for it.
It's not looking good at the moment. Leaf obviously had the recall, so one of the players is east of resorts. And that players is the car stuck now. Might need a bit of help getting out that dip. Sunflowy through and past, but arguably the same rotation that we've seen just from Bushido where they've backed off to. So little reload here from FaZe. If they can get the grenades in, they get their shots back to where they were. Gonna find a brand new team. Bushido, dangerous neighbour to have, especially if this fight does kind of erupt here between FaZe and Believe. They can kind of swing their way back, maybe get a bit of third-party action.
Yeah, that's the tricky part about that area of the map is the team gets space around you, you're pretty much done for, but if you get to third party a fight off 2 teams next to you, and suddenly you're in a great spot. Sunflowy smells the player in the shack, nades him out immediately, and Bushido are on the back foot.
On the back foot. Feel like they need to get the sword that's swinging. Look down. Go for the double util. Flash goes in. Nade doesn't quite follow the same path in. They do get damage coming back from the lights. FaZe drive in. That'd be the first point on the board for them. Believe, unfortunately, bleeding numbers. Final player remaining. FAMAS now taking the shots. 180 on that rotation path. It opens up though, and Vex puts him down.
That's 1. That's 2.
Oh my god!
That's 3. And just like that. Whoa! Vard! Oh, that is clean with it. The mini spam after the nerf, no problem at all. Just pops him out.
No problem for Vard. And BRDM can help. Roll in. Should be able to get the residents back in. The organised chaos that has been on this sort of west side at the moment. Mr. Mine's on looking. Already 5 kills. Looking to get an early finish. But yes, have a look back at the replay maybe. Here we go. Opening knock. Great knock. Gustav though gets the second. Initial spray gets the tags though. Gets to the final. 1 HP. And then full spam. Quite clean up for Vard.
Love to see that man on FaZe, to be honest. He's been so clean for so long. Maybe this is the roster that can get him places again. He's not had the international success that I think he, as a player, might deserve. To see them solid in first person, starting off solid in third person. Again, they are two of the giants, right? I think Twist and FaZe, you have to just consider them the absolute giants in this hobby.
Yeah. And that's where you go back to your point, right? You're looking at the confirmation that, yes, we're fighting for 4. Arguably, you would naturally lean towards that Twisted Minds, that kind of FaZe, especially FaZe coming off the back of the last weekend, right? I know TPP and FPP play very, very different games, but that momentum that FaZe could generate over the last 3 days, or their 2 days, was insane, right? Twisted Minds, yeah, working their way through, but you kind of put knowledge and experience on their side, so you're then potentially looking for 2.
Sure. Context is ready and waiting. He was set up for exactly this. Was hoping this would happen. And now the nade's beautiful as well. Zero swag on me. He's got to be careful. They're flying around the shoulders. The BRDM is coming in as well. Oh no, you're prone. You got that coming at you. It ain't gonna go well. Easy pickup for Quintix. Context opens up. Quintix closes it out. 2 points right there and then.
These are 2 points. Definitely worth mentioning though. Before it wasn't Vex, my bad. It's James. Getting the names wrong. All mixed up in the TPP circuit.
They're not making it easy on us. Like, I've tried to read that James name, and I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say it because he's had some rather tricky stuff in Russian on his usernames before. So always a little bit sus to be pronouncing those.
I just thought I could see space, and it wasn't the case.
Oh no, yeah.
So all good. Just make sure we correct you guys, so you guys are aware. There, obviously, we're not on the Esports server, so on their fun accounts, should we say? Night shift dope goes back towards that northwest. Now we leave that resort, as we always do. But again, it's very difficult. Lucky enough for Bushido, obviously, yeah, they're down numbers. They are backed into sort of a bowl, and free side looking to get 3 kills from the bleep of a C4. Sorry, I'm crazy. We know he is. Let's see if he can stick it.
I'll be looking for it. C4 also getting changed in the patch tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Small nerf coming in, maybe a big nerf. They haven't been super specific about it. That's a tire pop, that's a car spinning, that's a few kick flips here and there. It ain't looking good, but he is still alive. The rest of his team comes in. They're not flipping much less either. Oh, this is an absolute mess, Mark.
Oh, he stopped it. He can't get out. He can't go forward or back. He has to jump out now. He's giving up. As he gets the confirmation, now going back.
No.
That'll be not on the right side of this, believe, giving up the BRDM. I think the guys need to move that vehicle first, because that was pretty much a great tactical maneuver. If you haven't got a Panzer, that's definitely one way you can stop it. Here comes another way. Third party action, Storm on request. They come breezing in. I wonder if they've got a Panzer to try and stop it. Good night.
What? Didn't he just sit on that nade?
The couch?
Didn't that literally just blow?
Kevlar couch?
No way.
Kevlar couch, let's go.
That must have exploded under the chair. That's the only... That's crazy.
Taking Jerry out from Tom and Jerry, mate. That's what it was. It was all good. It was fine. The fight will
Timchick is not.
Yeah, he's definitely got to get the Kevlar couch at the moment. We'll go down towards that Molly. The fight continues to unfold though. Third party action coming in from that north from... Oh, you don't jump in, jump out.
Everyone's on fire!
Glory. Everyone's on fire!
What is happening, Mark? What is happening in this fight? They're all running circles.
It's the Players' Cup, come on, we're back. It's action. Now we've got a links opposite as well. Oh, the RDM now becomes a stairway to the roof. I should have come in. Final player now for empty blank. Hopefully it won't be the empty blank and receive shots from there. Good pre-fire. A little bit of connection, but to get the conversion he wants, he goes back to get the utility. For a second option. I don't know if he's going to have the chance. He goes running. He swaps over to the AK. He gets the first knock. The grenade will go back out, but doesn't get the connection. It's a 2 versus 1.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. One of them goes for the res as the other one's pushing in, and there's no team play possible there. I don't think they have any more util to clear this out, or they would have. There's Nosferatu. He did have an aid. He's using it now.
Run!
UT. Gotta get the hell out of Dodge. But he does want to get that first aid off. But he did want to get that first aid off. He doesn't really need it. He's fully okay on 73 right now. If he swings at the right time, he could be disastrous here.
Oh god, they've gone on the other side. They've run inside. They've not even clocked it. He's come on the outside though. Shotgun in hand. Still got a nade. Could be underhanded, could be dangerous though, but the Zorn gets that confirmation. Empty blank will fall in 11th place. It's been a bit of a blaze and glory down the south, but the Storm survives.
Big as well for them here. Chance to get themselves into placement points. Viz, they were here nice and early. They were ready position-wise. They've been outdone by their neighbors. Not Brain User. Assuming that's Mikey. He's got an MP5 to his name. He's got FaZe Clan between him and the circle, so not looking fantastic.
Dukem, 1-2. Confirmation for them. They're just trying to hold the outside edge. I think part of this zone is about this now. And a few teams kind of embroached on the inside, and there goes one of them, which was Bushido. Found by James. Blue. Put up Molly conversion. If I get up. Backs away slightly. Mix does have the off angle. Going to help. Blue Zone comes in as well. Blue has the opportunity just to back away, but at least to have the information, see them kind of pass through that building.
Gotta win that fight here, Twisted Minds. It's a big part of their game plan is be the last one moving out from here. That off angle has been made a little trickier, but it should still beat the world. Lalok. He's not for long. He's naded out. He's gone. And the Skittles are bringing the pain on multiple fronts right now.
This is what we needed. We said before, Skittles can be hit and miss. It seems like they're in form at the moment. This will fall. 7th place for them. Now encroach on our placement points here. Encroaches with the hands up. It says goodbye. Saying bye. Pow pow. Will fall. Rose are running in. Effective has to back away. Again, more blue zone nades coming in. But Twisted Mind still holding. 6 kills already.
6 kills at the moment. Example, keeping the South teams busy. Keeping them at bay. Be careful, he's got a nade. That's Lou actually got a nade with his name on it. Batu gets the flush on Senka Pow Pow. Take that back. It's a re-knock. It's a re-knock who doesn't find anything else. And Team's getting one in. Puts them back into a 3v3.
Yeah. They did get their chip back as well. Well, no, just in minds, but to run back into the main town. Lost turns to go do that. We'll allow them a bit more to this side. Though, wait, the charge come through. No, she's taking bleed and damage. Double shocker doesn't help, but Battalion is upstairs, causing a world of pain. On the outside, the information being gained. Battalions will now go for the denial. Hadouken gets to him as well. The Storm becomes a bit of a breeze. They will fall in 6, and this fight continues. Oh
Gaskin
no!
comes in. It's perfect. Oh, it's so good.
What?
Lou gets one back with the Panzer, but he knocks himself. It's 1v1, for example. No.
What's happened? What has happened? Example hasn't got the ammo. Has to get the opportunity, gets to reload, charges his way forward, has to keep the pressure on. FaZe does come back their way, so if they can get clear, they're going to be okay. But unfortunately for them, James gets a confirmation. They're going to close the gap in. 9 kills here for FaZe. Just in mind, get back to a dangerous duo. They've got the time and they've got away with it.
For now.
Up.
As the covers come in. FaZe definitely not stopping anytime soon here. They're looking to maximize the amount of kills that they're grabbing. Example with a great angle here. If it wasn't for the BRDM blocking his sight. Vectic's now out of the question. Example has a lot to deal with. That's a lot of different angles he's got to worry about. And he gets run down in the end. The triple threat. Takes down Twisted Mind's GOAT. 4v4, 3v3.
It's got the numbers on FaZe's side. It was the same. Forward. Nice play. Flash comes in. You can clear Blaze up. They lose another one. They're down to a duo now. Don't forget, we have got 3 at the top, but it is enforced with a BRDM at the moment. People like James would be calling for reinforcements, if not a Panzer, at least to provide damage. If they can force the BRDM over to the other side, to the east side of zone, that is done. Here comes those initiative shots. Anything they can do to try and stop it, but the BRDM is just rolling forward.
But with everybody in the lobby, or with full Thor, or FaZe at least, set up to punish, that PRDM won't be going far. That's not the situation you wanted in. Skittles, meanwhile, very different problems for them. They're trying to clear these dips. Sly steps on in alone. Gets immediately punished for it. Immediately down to 3.
Good skills. Got the kills. The body's up though. FaZe now still with 4, so they've now got the number control in the zone. FaZe number 8. Going towards the dot. Arguably, I'm going to say, realistically, the only team with a kind of a foothold in the zone. Skittles just on the outside edge. 888 are in, but they're in a bowl which can be punished. I think Skittles have only got one option but to move in here. Gustav has to off angle. Goat moves around towards that south. I think he'd be exposed. That's the angle we're talking about. Very tight shot. Gustav, let's move and reposition. Maybe trying to bait some shots. Yeah, and there goes 888 Giants. 1-for-1. Comes over the top and they clear it. The Goat will be there, but has the punishment been done? Has the colours of the rainbow flying away from Skittles? They're down to 2. I can't see him getting the res. Oh!
Only if the top activates, but that might not even matter. RB26 out of the picture here. Res could come through on a Dukin, but how much space do they have left when that res is gone, and how much can the other teams do about it? Winkley wants to get the smoke out, but I can even see Quintex picking up over here.
He's going.
Getting up on top and maybe figuring out an angle, but no. Smokes are good enough. The angles aren't there just yet, but they will be if any of these teams just move a little bit further.
Nice apply of pressure. He knows that it might be coming in from that side. Hope goes down. Confirmation done. Going the ways. Winkley, he's pointing out the terrain. Hadouken comes over the ridge, not too far away. Slides. A little bit more util. There goes a flash. Yeah, they try and run the ball in as well. We are going to see that's what's going to happen. FaZe is going to catch him. James gets the opener as well. FaZe still holding 4. Everybody else is bleeding numbers.
And they're taking it all. They're taking all approaches at the same time. They're cleaning up this lobby. They're putting everything in the bag. FaZe Clan, no worries. 14 in the first game. No problem at all. 24 points to start the day. 24 points to start the tournament. They're looking sharp in this.
FPP, TPP, doesn't matter, people. FaZe are back in town to cause chaos and havoc. Good zone. A lot of water to play in the south, and teams like FaZe obviously were in the zone, but held the outside edge. And from there, it was just a bloodbath for these teams. Rack out the numbers. Good to see Just Divines obviously getting involved as well, but really good to see Skittles having a good start here, especially with the only best of 4.
Yeah. Or top 4, we should say, right? This is still playing the best of 8,
Top 4,
I guess.
best of 4
when you look at the you look at the terminology we've established in PUBG, then people would call this a best of 8. But yeah, I mean, FaZe started hot, finished hot. They look clean throughout. I don't think they. I don't remember. Did you remember any one of FaZe getting knocked? I feel like they were basically just cruising through this game, completely unscathed. Like all of their fights were just won super clean.
The only one was that rotation pathing, right? Where I called Fex G. That was it. That's where they got caught up in the crossfire between themselves.
Oh, yeah. True.
Apart from that, yeah, I think you're right. They were clean. They didn't get caught in too much commotion. They kind of joystick teams away. As they joystick teams away, the last team sweeping in from the west. And you got outstanding grenades like that from Gustav. You can be bagging a lot of points, and then it was just a straight win for there. When a winner chicken dinner goes in the ways of FaZe, and as I said before, 14 kills, 24-point game to start things off. But if you have just joined in, though, we have 4 games today, 4 games tomorrow, total of best of 8. But as Koa mentioned, we can only take 4 teams through, so it is going to be super tight, and there are arguably 2 teams there that have started off the evening really strong.
Yeah. It's gonna be much tighter. It's gonna be a completely different world that we are moving in. We are used to that more comfortable top 8 qualifiers kind of style, where you play some really good games and you play okay in the others. It's probably good, but you really gotta stand out in a top 4 situation. It's a completely different ball game, and it's gonna be so hard in this one, Mark. We've got the big dogs that are all coming out to play. Twist looked good there, FaZe looked good there, the skills looked on fire. You're quickly gonna wonder whose spot you can take, and who's what slot in that top 4 is still open for you.
This is I think the nail on the head. It's going to be difficult. Top four, you've only 4 games a day, 8 in total. You have no room for error. We have no more room though here. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back though, it'll be match number 2 and it'll be time to take go.
Still alive. Just eviscerate the team just like that. They have taken the game.
About these events like the PUBG Hot Drop 2025 that we just had is simply just meeting all of these amazing people.
PUBG for putting on this amazing event. It's been so much fun. It's been so great getting to chat to the devs, getting to see everyone playing games and having so much fun. Thanks to all the team that's put it together.
It's great to be here. I can only say to other PUBG players, come here next year.
Welcome back, everyone. Game number 1 done. Game number 2 about to be on the way because it's time to take over, but no surprise here, Ko-Oh. FaZe Clan are sitting on top. 24 points on the name. Skittles, though, close behind, but also Twisted Minds refusing to let these guys go with them and Slide.
Slide on their way into the second place there at the end, just by a matter of seconds, right? FaZe dispatching of Skittles just a little bit quicker, but 13 kills for Skittles is a big number. And we'll talk about it plenty of times, right? It's not just the points you're getting, it's how you started the day, it's how you get into the rhythm. You called it pacing, a lot of people call it momentum, whatever you want to call it. These are very short evenings. You start off hot, that feels really good because that can carry you throughout the first just 3-4 games, and then your evening is already done, right? So massive stuff for the lads from Skittles, keeping up the pace here with the Giants of FaZe Clan that were just a little too hard to overcome that much.
Yeah, I won't go too much about the FPP and TPP combination, but the weekend that you talk about the pacing, it's just go back to that point on FaZe. Like, they were night and day, mate. Like, compared to how they were at the beginning of the year, yes, they've introduced new talent and they've pinched Vard, and Vard's now in the mix, but they feel settled, and it's a dangerous 4-man crew at the moment. They're going to sit in the middle. They're out the way of the chaos, though. But we do have some chaos. Tunnel is being schnabered, maybe shared to a degree, but we also have a lot going around. I call it recliner, just north side of that swamp side, pushing on the west of Fishing Camp, and that zone has gone quite late as well. Hosteland Prison is in, lots of water. We know it likes to push away towards that west, but we have to wait and see.
Have to wait and see where FaZe wants to play in this one. Yeah, and I've been watching the quiz show with you and Gustav.
Oh,
and
I
Gustav,
love that.
Gustav not knowing that it's called Hosan Prison.
It was so funny. It's prison. No, that's in the giveaway. Where did someone have a sentence? Yeah, it's normally a prison, mate. Maybe he'll visit it now with this time. Maybe he will move over to the west and go, oh, I know what it's called now.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I love how he went like, Tego Prison, and then you were like, nah, it's got more to it. And the other guys were like, no, there's more in the name. And he thinks for like 20, 30 seconds and goes,
Prison.
Tego Prison?
I did really like that day. That was a really, really fun day, to be fair. So, yeah, big shout out to everyone involved. Those 3 guys did make it really
That's
fun. Chris, super cool guy, as we always know. He was chilled. Beanie was super chilled. Gustav wanted to be super aggressive on the points, and you don't see it in the edit, but he calls him out for going for the 400 and the 200 points, and then from there, just Beanie destroyed him.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah,
Fun.
absolutely. My highlight was when Chris was gonna give Gustav the point if Gustav could do the melody of the ice cream truck.
Yes.
Would have been good if Gustav actually had it, but I think he didn't actually know the melody.
I gave him the points in the end. He gave it a go, but he gave like the first 2 syllables a go, so just give him some points because he needed some.
You did need him, yeah. Good
Really
times.
cool guys. All good times. So what good times? People are rolling in with the good times now as we do get the crossover from Palace. The fishing camp is not holding out. They're storing the loot, so Freeside get the opportunity to whistle wide. Probably shots to come over actually. Doesn't quite get the connection. That dip will just be enough now. The guys might have missed a trick, arguably. Team Saints, they're on quite a wide split.
Gotta be careful in these early engagements. This should be okay for now. Freeside. Cruising on through. The tire popped as well. Better not turn too fast at this point. Want to be spinning out, don't want to get caught. Slide in a good spot again here. This is called the God Compound for a reason. Got themselves nice and early and oh, scanning. But that is one of Freeside getting caught.
Good catch, yeah, so it's unfortunate for them. Pretty clean on the rotation now. Supposed to be guys, we did catch the plane. I'm being told it was a replay. I can't confirm or deny whether that was right or wrong, but it looked like the right plane.
There was no team logos there, so could have been pre-recorded, you know?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We're being told differently from production. But hey, we caught a plane. We'll give it one apiece. We give it one apiece. We got a plane on the second game. We didn't get a plane on the first game. 2 more to go, Koa. 2 more to go.
You know he did 4 out of 4 when you were gone, when I was casting with Felix.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's me, pressure. And the observing stuff over the weekend has been outstanding. It's just pressure here coming back on a Tuesday.
You're making people nervous. Mark.
Never, not me.
Oh. Big Mark power. Pressure is on.
We had the pressure on there. He got some good shots as well. He's been looking a bit more to the north. Contestants now playing in more for that sort of south to southeast corner. It's a good area. See a lot of teams sort of play this way and come onto that third party action that you do kind of get bogged down in fishing camp. As teams obviously crossing over. The team now come over from this bridge. Have repositioned slightly, but I'm not getting those connecting shots.
That's an absolute pull-up from ADR there, just flying in despite opposition already showing, and just like that, losing 2 immediately. That is ballsy. Didn't hesitate for a second either. Now Lucic, here pretty alone. He might find Mindset in the open. Mindset, who's cooking an 8, barely lets go of it. That would have been his own demise if he did not, but he's opened the door now for Lucic to do massive work here.
Ooh. Millimeters. If he held on that angle, he would have caught the player going through. That's what I love about PUBG. You look away, you hear the double footstep. The player just sneaks underneath the radar. Here's that third party action we're talking about. This is now getting involved. Might be looking to collapse on in. They can apply the pressure, especially where has been knocked either side, and obviously confirmations. Then the other side of things, we've got 888 now getting involved as well. So unfortunately for the Saints, they're not rolling in at the moment. Everyone else is rolling in their position.
A lot of early aggression for a compound that's not that central at all. And it's also close to the water, so it's not really a zone magnet either, so... Seems like aggression for the sake of aggression here. Teams have seen what the Skittles did last game, and they want to try and catch up, but April flying in on what's a just strongly defended building. Instantly taken out. Third-party shots are there to get that flush going. It's an absolute bloodbath.
That first smoke was better than the second. Go for the launch, get the connection. If he got it through that window, he might have got 2 for the price of 1. Has gone for the res. Hand 5 does find 1. Through the other side, lays down. He's got 1 HP, but he's got an M249. Enable beast mode. As he draws back the players. Blaze up. Let's get the molly. Still going for tips at the moment. 888 getting the opportunity to go for that reset now, and they're sharing the buildings, charging their way in, and unfortunately for the Saints, they charge out.
Pop. Who says hello? Crept on up. It's Vampire down. Some mines. Just playing actively around their compound here as well, right? They have an arguably just as high prior compound as the one we just saw in Absolute Chaos. A really hard to defend compound as well because it is so large, but they're not even just sitting in it. They're also happy to sit on the hill around it, get a little aggressive. Flex out for a little aggro. Now, empty blank has come in. They have filled a blank part of this compound. Twisted Mind's going to have to figure out how they want to approach this.
Let's go back to your point very quickly while we get 2 minutes. Like, this compound here isn't prio. Like, yes, we might see a shift back this way, but arguably we see a lot more towards the west, right? Is that, do you think they're being more aggressive here because of how explosive game number 1 was, that they need to kind of catch up? Because teams like Contesters, you'd argue to say they've been on the circuit, they've got a great team, they've gone through these stages quite a few times now. So is this kind of a let's try and get as much as we can? And are we seeing that in other teams as well?
It's really hard to say. I think aggression is still sort of the name of the game, but generally it's the aggression for the really good compounds that we see, because it's got that double upside, right? You win the fight, you don't only get yourself the kill points, you also get yourself the so favorable compound. And that's where it really starts making sense, because otherwise, if you're not getting much for it, the aggression is just going to cost you. This, complete opposite approach. Quiet early game, quiet phase 1, pre-drive into phase 2. And they now get to pick what they want to play here, Mark, because they are coming in as early as you can be coming into that phase 2.
Yeah. There's that shift, as I said, towards out west. And I really like Bushido's position in here. That hill, you just get to see so much, but you are now reliant on another shift, arguably again back towards that sort of northwest corner. Now it does happen, got another phase. We don't have to really factor in that water. If they're the left team there and it does go that way, they should be in a good spot. I still think there's a lot towards Hosan, so maybe more towards the northeast. Maybe we go back to those fishing camps and we see obviously that play back actually become rewarded, and actually back to Contesters, they have now collapsed in on that town. So 8-8 there as well, and this, say they've pulled up, just spotted out phase, but they are playing whatever they want because they are first in.
Yeah. Pre-driving is such a powerful, simple but very powerful tool. Similar as timing your EP to get yourself into a circle before anybody else can, is just starting the drive, starting the send before the zone even pops. And then everybody else reacting to the zone will just be slower than you. So, love to see that coming out. Now, Contesters, they were going for the scout EP until they realized they have a pretty okay approach to the zone. They already have the boom in the little tents slightly further west of this. They seem to be happy with this. They did not send it any further in. They didn't send it any deeper. They're okay playing from the edge here. Maybe playing for a few kills. Playing for kills this phase as well. They found Stratos. Now they're going to try to play to their numbers advantage.
Yeah, well, they played into the fishing camp a town just on the crossroads. Now they play sort of play back, so they're thinking now later game phase. Yes, kill confirmed. Number 2 on the board, Gustav. Yes, that confirmation. This will tighten up. Has an argument if they can get that chip, and they've got the recourse in the actual swamp area, but very difficult to get there, especially with FaZe kind of shutting the door to a degree. They can see the body quite open, unable to sort of crawl back to safety. So it's maybe going for a bit more of a northern approach and maybe a bit of a reset. Wouldn't be too surprised if FaZe release the pressure. They might go back there because, as I said, they've got that recall right on top of them.
They could, but for now, I think they just gotta respect FaZe Clan, right? They were not expecting a FaZe Clan that has so much space, so much control. They got punished right away. RB gets himself a freebie as Sunflower goes in too deep. They thought they had that scouted out. They in fact didn't. And again, Skittles here, they're gonna shift numbers over because they would love to be taking a fight now. You already got the numbers advantage. You got the opener. It's a great fight to be taken.
Right. Pace now. I'm about to say they're going to finish off. They do. Players are definitely getting used to the speed of the glide, especially when they have been damaged like that. And there's that north shift again, back towards that northwest area. Again, I just love what Bushido, and I actually arguably even love the Bushido off the hill. They're allowed some of the to put up on the top side. They don't want to get caught out, extended all the way across there. For now, no one has. They rotate their way around. Storm coming down the other side. We're losing one here, and actually Quest there going all the way around, back around the other side. They're going to now half just by on the north. Storm Quest, well, they're getting open in. Waiting for the last player. Kill confirmed. It'll get the nipple spray as well, get some damage back. Congress has to go for the high ground, surely. He doesn't know exactly where that secondary car is, and he misses the cue. Again, they don't go for the high ground, they whistle past. Bushido getting it for free at the moment.
Look at this, though.
No.
This getting absolutely destroyed, and then Smokes here to Paisley down to 15. Took one down. 8-8, but that nade has his name on it. He's going to have to dip out before that first aid even comes through. Just like that, Viz cleaned out. They got themselves into a good position early, but how good is that position when you can't hold it? Not really worth a whole lot. Easier to get there than to actually survive there. Now, similar thing's going to happen to the contestants who've cruised on into the swamp. They didn't know Gustav was quite so aggressive about them.
No, FaZe obviously had Twisted Minds push them on the south. They've lost one as well. Vardy's out. Twisted Minds, FaZe having to push forward here, but they push forward into a landmine. Down. Our contestants are doing the same on the other side. So they're getting knocked on 888. Straight charge forward. Vex here. It's that confirmation. Some cover swaps. Waiting pre-fire comes through. An insane pre-fire though, as they're clearing up. The contestants are here, but they are out.
I can talk about macro and rotation and smart ideas and tactics all I want. If you shoot your enemies in the head a lot, then you're just going to be winning. And Fix walking up there and just destroying the team in front of them, destroying contestants. That's pretty powerful. That's a pretty good strat as well. So there you go. FaZe Clan just already off to another good start.
I love it. It looks like our free sides. Just trying to find a free sides. Our going to be neighbouring here, Twisted Minds, as I said, they had applied the pressure to the south of FaZe that forced him in towards the swamp. Example, holds the anchor. Here's the car, sees the players now coming in, so information is now gained. With the tire, that's going to slow down that momentum from them anyway. Really good play from him. So even if they now opt to leave, it's not going to be as quick as how they entered.
Twisted Minds are in 6 frags. Casually. No problem. Pulling off another one. And then the Twisted Minds Masterclass. They're going to be able to play the ridge in front of them as well. They're going to then either try to pick up FaZe or try to pick apart Go next. But for now, They're going to see what they can do from the south here. They're going to see what they can do to free side, maybe even to the team in the compound. No risks taken, just control. Exerted.
Bushido have to hold here. They have to hold. Storm request. Pass by. 88. On the ground as well. Oh no, what a time to spin out. M5 gets the first one. The car is spent. The delay jump out causes the damage as well. 2 for 2 there. And Storm request again becomes a breeze in the wind, and they will fall. 12th place for them. Difficult. They got caught with the glider. Now, they just fall out the skies.
Tough times. Not an easy zone to get in again. And even if you do get in, we've seen what that did to Viz. You had teams coming in after you, teams around you. You might still be in for a tough time. Now the Skittles, they have kept numbers up for now. Got themselves a few frags as well. They have to maneuver this still. Scanning is looking for it. Push towards the Duke, and he's going to put himself between all of the Skittles. If that bike doesn't go in, well, it does. Okay, he lives for now. But there's a pull-up. Aggression is here. He's got a Panzer. Perfect tool to deal with this, but the third-party fire is going to make it tricky. He doesn't connect enough.
Damage, not enough. That's the problem. It's going to be there. Kill confirm. M249. Preference of choice here at the moment. The vehicle should be able to re-rotate their way in. They've got on the outside. Leaf on the outside causing damage. He's jumped out as well. He's still in the firing line for those shots. Needs to be careful. Yeah, he goes down. I don't think he quite anticipated the shots weren't coming from in front of him. They were coming from behind. 11 first aids as well, so plenty to get to that body and plenty more with a car now to get into zone.
The mines still trying to grab whatever point they can get from that eastern side. Southeastern side, I should say. In the northeast, we had a very different story with ADR recalling right behind. Like now walking up with their UMPs and whatever they've been able to scrap together in the compound. Try and close the gap, but they could not. And they feed the points over. The revive, not successful. 3-man revive for ADR. And as I'm saying that, there's another 3-man revive for Belief.
Yep.
They're trying to land in Swamp Mark, but I just don't see where they're going.
What are you going to get? You can just hover around. Maybe you get fortunate and get a body. Maybe. Maybe you play south and go, and dare to go, shall I say, towards Twisted Minds and get those crates.
But if anybody sees you, it's over. If any of those teams see you, it's over.
It is a position I wouldn't want to be in. I can tell you that now. I am no Diffix. I am no dive out the sky, find some loot, and then get some kills type of guy. I'm happy to chill up there. But it comes back to your point you made the other week. Like, late game recalls. Are you just giving points up in normally a tough market, which is a top 8? We're now a top 4. They're down.
That's the thing. That's 1 point given up. That's Tabby not making it into placements or making it into the zone. And we've got Never Lost Hope, the most proficient point denier in the TPP circuit. And I think Sunflower is still floating around. Observer, yeah, there you go.
Living the dream.
One of them, I mean, they have gotten themselves into placement, right? They're getting 1 point here, but they're gonna feed over.
One more.
Most of the time they're gonna feed 2. Many times they're gonna feed 3 over. So it really depends on the situation that you're in, the game that you're in. If it's not a Twisted Minds last game and they have to get the points situation where it doesn't matter how much you feed over if you just get 4 for yourself, then, well, I think a lot of the time it's not as good as it might seem on first glance.
Wait and see. Still got a few more positions to go for those placement points to rack on in. But not many, especially with the fight, and especially that we have the swamp underway. 888 launched the grenades. Here comes the blue zone. Don't forget the connection is divided like the bowling pins that is slide. Try and now hold. April, well, playing the bunny hop, gaining information. Even if he launches that grenade out now, he's not going to get that connection.
Swamp's blowing up. Bushido wants to get on in. I've gotten an opener. They are now being just destroyed from multiple angles. Lalok, he won't be able to live here for long. But he has done the damage. Bushido a little disjointed, a little distraught. Man, I said Swamp's blowing up. I wasn't ready for how much we were going to lose here. How many teams going out? We're almost down to 6. Skittles say goodbye. Quintix has to get a fast res here. We are about to lose Go Next as well.
This is mad, right? You gotta remember, even in an FPP world, this is a tough area to play. PPP world, you can pretty much be safe to a degree, and then obviously get the shots that you need. This is why we think we're seeing so many teams are falling. FaZe Clan down to 2, 7 kills. Twisted Minds now neighbouring them, and they got to charge their way forward. So FaZe, I just need to smoke their backs, opt to try and take the fight with Twisted Minds. They have that position, but they've got to get the opening knock. And Battalions, well, he's at a distance. As Go Next, as you say, might be next up on the chopping block. At least the placement point so far. And that is just going to be the one and done.
And there's the placements for Belief. Never lost hope in the shack. Got his, or not even in the shack, right? He's in the bush. That's way better than a shack. That's a Tego bush right there. Should keep him safe for a while. Sunflowery, I think he's the one that was floating for the longest time. He's also got 0 weapons to his name.
Second place. Coming.
It's possible. Doable. Twist versus FaZe though.
Yeah. Fortunately, we do see Flex go down. Gustav staying alive. Slide helping. 10 kills for them. That's a big game. Smoke is dissipating now. Gustav, if he opts to pop out another smoke, I think he has. Going to give the information exactly where there is. Big rainbow. To get to land in it once. It looks pretty good. Nope, it's going to go short. It's the other side of the smoke. Gustav, well, charges out, gives away the position, and he gives himself a 5th place. Good big kills, but no much more. We've got 4 versus 4 versus 3 versus 2, but the dangerous duo have got no weapons in sight.
Not much of a dangerous duo then, are they? Bushido. We'll see. Bushido's got loads of space. Essentially the whole zone to themselves with one corner inhabiting Twist, Never Lost Hope, and Slide. So all they have to worry about is not getting singled out here by Twist, not getting drive-by'd by a 4-man Twist who's jumping into cars, but I don't even know if Twist has any left. I think Bushido could have taken a lot of time to pop tires here. And hello, Senka Pau Pau finds the head of Nailcop. That might be the opener. That might be the opener for Twist. Again, if they have a car, I'm not sure. Have to wait and see.
That's the big thing. You're right. Twist Minds will know exactly who's towards the north. They have to take advantage of it, though. But I think the cars are spent, right? They have to run forward now at this point. Belief, on the other hand, yes, I don't think they're going to be able to get any guns. But the fact that they're behind Bushido, I think the 2's going to go down to a solo, right? I feel like Sunflower is going to be the only one to survive if he doesn't get caught by Twisted Minds. And oh my god, that zone goes back his way. This now plays into Bushido. Opening knock is dangerous. There's a Twisted Minds, there's a slide to apply pressure, avoid each other fighting. Potentially, that will be ungrateful though for Bushido.
They will try. I think Senka Pau Pau and Slide, they're gonna fly in, but they're gonna try to delay as much as they can. Gonna try and wait for as long as they can. Because they want Twist to activate as well. They don't want to go play all their cards, play their hand. Before Twisted Minds is out of the question. Quintix now not. Gonna slow them down even more. And again, if Twist had a car, I think they would have flown in. They would have already been drive-by that rock together. Try to single out the duo from Bushido. Even if you win out the 4v2 just barely, that already has put you close to the zone in a fightable position. 2 things that they don't have right now. Wherever they go, they're going to get blasted by Slide and by Bushido. So not having the cars to get themselves out of the pinch is actually massive here.
Wait and see. Bushido arguably also having a good game. Had that position we talked about, so There's a snake in the grass. For me, of all teams we're going to see, it's going to be Slide or it's going to be Twisted Minds. I can't see Bushido looking back at the moment. Twisted Minds opening up, Phoenix goes down. And you get one in return. Both these teams scrabbling their way now towards zone, unfortunately towards the solo. And a lot of these teams would work out that, actually, hold on, where are these duos? Never leave a man behind if you're on Twisted Minds. Perfectix over the shoulder.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And the timing's been perfect. Bushido evacuating the premises right before Twist has to move. Not risking their own game to take out Twist. And I think that's going to bite them in the back here, Mark. I think they've tried to play for the win here. And they've, without wanting to, actually made their chances work. Slide down to a solo. Belief down to a solo. Sunflower's been found as well. We're going to go to a 4v1 here in a matter of seconds. That's not supposed to be an underhand nade.
No. Let's see. Nade comes over the top. Gotta be cautious for now. Yeah, might have dispatched their chances. It's now 4 versus 1. Surprising the one behind was the one that got caught. And yeah, believing. Jordan should step on his tippy toes. Nope.
Yeah. It is a third place still. Oh, look at Batu. Full trust in his teammate there. Full trust in example. He sees the player peeking over the ridge. He doesn't even cancel his first hit because he knows if my teammate doesn't have me here, if my teammate does not have my back, I am cooked either way. They get away with it for now. 3v3. Folded shield doing work. They need some openers. Example has kind of missed the timing. Now he spots it. There's a lot of tricky bush work going on. I think Twist could get one of those reses still, but the problem is the time is running out. If Example doesn't hit a headshot here, if he doesn't find a knock, it's gonna get nasty.
It's gonna get nasty. Smine's again, 11 kills. Again, back to back. Good games at the moment. Bushido, good start here for game number 2 for them. Able to sum up a series of points. Now they're going to try and sum up a way to take on the 4 versus 2. Maybe though with the additional guns, you can stack up 2 guns and 1 player. Twisted Minds. I suppose the question is, can you keep them at bay? The zone is going to force the pressure now, but you don't have to zone.
Sample dishing out a few headshots here and there though. Making things tricky, but no smokes in the hands of Twist as well. It's the biggest problem. They can't get close. They can't get to cover. They are going to get picked apart here. Example first, lose second.
GG's.
No chance for Twisted Minds to close it out in the end. Bushido stays strong. 14 for Bushido as well, Mark.
They needed it. They needed it. The Samurais, they swing their swords to success with a 24-point game. Twisted Minds, though, refused to go away. FaZe still packing a punch as well. And sneaky Belief showing the recall system has other options of just landing and getting in. You can sneak your way into some placement points. Good game, though. As you mentioned before, Karo, it was the aggressive game, and arguably aggressive for areas which we know the zone wasn't going to finish.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. That was pretty wild to me, where it seemed the compound aggression for winning compounds, and I fully get it. I fully agree. But this compound aggression for compounds that we know are probably not even in phase 3. That seemed a little over the top, especially 888, right? Flying on in. On a singular knock, maybe they had a wrong kill feed read. Maybe they thought, you know, there was 2 or 3 knocked and they thought it could be an easy cleanup. But in the end, a little overzealous for a lot of these teams. But very clean games from both Bushido and Twist. And I think they basically show how these swamp circles are played and how they're meant to be played and what's the best approach. It's coming in from the edge. We saw a Viz going in the center early, and it can work if everybody around you is busy. But when a FaZe clan has space to clean you up, they will do it. And then when Twist has space to clean up FaZe clan, they will do it. So fighting in from the edges is much more easy because you have that control, right? You get to pick your fights. If you're sitting in the middle, you don't really get to choose where you go in and when.
No, that's why again that sort of Bushido area for me is such a strong position. Those sort of zones where they play back into the swamp. If you can sit on the outside edge, you can get those kills that you're talking about. Well, we can sit on the edge and we can sit ourselves for a quick break. When we come back, though, it'd be game number 3. It'd be Rondo. Every card's a wild card, but we'll see you guys in a few.
still alive. Just eviscerate the team just like that. They have taken the game.
What I love about these events, like the PUBG Hot Drop 2025 that we just had, is simply just meeting all of these amazing people.
Thank you, PUBG, for putting on this amazing event. It's been so much fun. It's been so great getting to chat to the devs, getting to see everyone playing games and having so much fun. Thanks to all the team that's put it together.
It's great to be here. I can only say to other PUBG players, come here.
As we dial up the pressure, 2 games are done. 2 more remain here for day number 1, though, of this week's PUBG Player Cup. The big boys, well, they have shown up and they are not sparing any life. Massive kills so far, Ko. 2 games, as I said, already in. We're going to go to match number 3, though, as we are coming in from the east, across towards the west. Generically centralized playing path here for Rondo.
Yeah, we're coming in east to west, and the observer is starting on the west side just so he cannot miss the plane. He's playing it safe at this point. He's been through the ringer.
Narnia, what are you talking about? He's coming from Tango, that's why I can see him.
He's been in the trenches, you know. He's battling his way out, from starting with easy planes, just making sure that he gets them on. But we got a leaderboard on, and to nobody's surprise, Bushido has pushed themselves up there, and Twisted Minds, FaZe Clan, Slide keeping up the pace as well, by the way, with another good game. So a super stacked top 5 here already.
Yeah, and they're getting that on that placement. So don't forget as well, we've got best of 8 if you have just joined in over 2 days. We have 2 days of 4, but we are only taking a top 4. So yes, Slide doing well. They've got the better placement points. They're on 23 points at the moment, so they will outdo Skittles if we was to stop the clock now. But FaZe Clan, Bushido, Twisted Minds, all expected to come out swinging, and they are doing so. Big surprise to me, though, Contesters and 100 ADR. I thought they might have been high up the leaderboard, but 100 ADR unable to obviously get things going at the moment. And then Contesters, they got caught a little bit on the rotation. Were they greedy in the last game? Could they apply pressure a little bit earlier? Should they have played in the fishing camp? Lots of question marks, but we still got games for them to climb the table.
Yeah, it's always rough. And this is, I think, one of the rougher competitive environments to be in, with how good the top teams are, how unpredictable the lobbies are, and just the amount of games you're playing per evening, right? It's fast, it's snappy, it gets spicy for us, always stays exciting until the end. But for the players, that also means you mess up 2 games, your evening is kind of in the bin, right? And it's when you have to get a top 4, you have to start well, and it's very punishing in the early game here. As we're mentioning punishing, I see a solo from Saints here, next to a 4-man from the Contesters. And yes, he's picked up a shotgun, but he's still gonna have to 1v4 here.
They both know they're here. The problem is the Saints has to get more. The shotgun's not going to help. Conf, if he gets a
They're
glimpse
waiting way
off
too
that
long.
window, like, yeah, they got to apply pressure. They go in for more loot. My logic is yes. Now he's got a JS9. Now he runs. If he comes back to that window, punishing Conf has a second thought about it. Nope. Safety back on the tree. Here comes the card. This should be now the play, but as you said, they've waited too long. Reinforcements are coming from the Saints.
I think they could have ran it down. 4 to 1. They could have just ran it down as 4 and been in a good spot.
Yep.
Now they've allowed this become a 4 versus 4 with shotguns and JS9s on the other side. That's very losable. There's Mindset finding the first.
Yep, obviously they've allowed him to get the loot. They've allowed the reinforcements, as you say. Good grenade comes in. Mindset needs to back off slightly. Has the elevation, but now has the cover. Melman knows he's there. Can't find the opportunity to swing around the building. They are scrabbling around for safety. Mindset in the spearhead. He jumps into the shots, and the ump doesn't deliver the damage. Here comes the grenade. Swaps over. Underarm. He hears the clip. He tries to run away. Hopefully he gets the opportunity. Yeah, he does. Gets for the other winner. Great play from Mindset. Saw the door, took the opportunity.
Doing more here as well. More damage. Oh, if only he had a few more bullets in that mag. Could have done it all. Ackerman takes down his teammate and the enemy in the process. M16 comes around the corner. It's a weapon switch. What's going on? My man has cooked it.
Oh, cleared in the end. They cleared just by a scrabble. How? Why did he pull the trigger? Come on. I felt like I was putting the trigger for him. What was going on? He was reloading,
That
right?
was all... No, he was just weapon switching and then...
Pew, 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 lasers. No. Oh, unfortunate. There's no opportunity to get it back. Contestants, well, they might have nearly lost their life. Not this time. They're back in the fight and they should get the opportunity. No other teams in that south side are still on request, like everyone else on this. We'll be looking for the gliders.
Go next. Trying to arrest. Be active here, but they are there to support. Someone request is ready for it. Flush comes on through. Acalypto's now also taking a 1v2. He's got to connect the bolt. Or he's looking worse for wear. It's a 2v3 for now. This could also quickly become a lot more messy than Go Next would want this to be, because there is 2 more Storm and request members that will reinforce when they get just a few seconds to do so.
Yeah. I'll have to wait and see. Opportunity to reinforce, but they're going to leave. The zone built the zone. A lot of teams got to try and rotate their way. Bushido in a position now, trying to take on the initial knock coming from Skittles, a team which arguably you can stop here, gathering these points. Gives you an opportunity like Bushido, who had a good game, to go back-to-back strong games, and but maybe a little bit of distance in between them and Skittles. They need to find these remaining players, though. Work his way in. Number 1 on the board for them, and they're trying to dig out another one. Reverse. Gone reverse.
Oh, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know how exactly he would crush him, but he has the steps now. Well done by an Elcop. Got the camera usage down. Skittles are looking worse for wear. The self-proclaimed GOAT is out of the picture again. That mortar would have destroyed him if Bushido hadn't already.
Jeez. And if Bushido was trying to flush and they were going on that player, that would have been insane. Twisted Minds are left to their own devices in test track. Now they work their way in on the east. Everyone really centered up, but arguably there's so much more space now. We're down to 13 teams, 49 players. You can take your bike and rotate. Bit of Tour de Rondo, because there's so much space. A couple of teams now on the outside edge looking for the gliders. Everyone else is in the center, in FaZe home turf. Shouting.
2 things. We just saw Storm Request has destroyed Go Next after their questionable pull-up. And second, if you had a look at the map there, how rough are some of these respawn planes? That was just barely scratching through the circle. If you're on the west side of that zone and that's your respawn plane, you ain't looking hot.
100%. Something people don't always think about, do they? Okay, let's get the recall chip back in. We're going to make it. We're going to get them back in time. And I suppose it's an argument. If you're in, you can, and you get down, you can find the compound. But you don't know. There's a lot of variables in there, right? Sometimes waiting it out, maybe getting the next zone shift. And it comes back into, I think you was one of the leading drivers with Team Ascend with the emergency pickups, right? Actually taking a little bit of blue damage, putting your EP down and capturing that kind of zone shift while you're mid-air, so, but being that kind of first team to the ground. Connection, free side, back away. I think they tried to find a little bit of safety. Not this time.
Not this time. I was giving a good speech about
I thought you died, mate.
how I love the EPs and what I'm doing with them, and then I just looked over to my interface and realized my mic was muted.
I was like, is he there? Did that offend him? He definitely was a pioneer of the EPs.
Hey man,
me.
We all make mistakes. Sometimes we put our M16 away in the important fight of the fight, and
wow, that's too
sometimes
sweet,
we mute our microphone. You know, nobody's perfect.
Twitching microphones. Love it. This is full phase turf drop zone. We're expecting to see the zone shift back their way. We had them at the weekend, back to back as well. Seems like with this latest update, until tomorrow, we have seen a lot of these western zones. And still surprisingly, it's starting out quite strong requests, still really far out as well. So teams still driving in, but how many driving in the blue? Teams gets a knock in the high ground, he gets the flush.
Another thing about this map is when it came out, everybody was complaining how OP some of these rocks are, and a lot of them got adjusted to not be quite that oppressive. And yes, they can be situationally good, but in a lot of situations, they really do you more harm than good. And we saw that right there. Just not a lot of space to hide when you're on that mountaintop. If you don't have a folded shield for yourself, or have found the perfect little dip, you can get punished very, very easily. 20 seconds until phase 2. Rondo is another one of those maps where phase 2 means a lot because we got so much land ratio in play. We're going to give the teams a pretty good idea about where we are ending when those 7 seconds are over.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting shift. Obviously, we've got a little bit of unplayable in the west. Do we see a hard shift back? We don't. It goes north here. So we still hold on to parts of stadium. We don't have jouting, so we're going to see maybe more. 100 ADR might be able to get some good points in the board. They're on a 2-2 split here. So the question would be, when did they collapse? When did they realize that they're one of few teams in the north? Everyone else has to rotate from the south. And there's not that many pathing or easy pathing avenues. So maybe expect to see bottlenecks.
Yeah, especially because the concentration is already so high on that side of the circle, right? And then a lot of teams might just want to play in stadium here for a bit, just to reset that one. And that can get mighty crowded. Twists want to go for the rocks. They're already occupied. They are not seeing any sort of pressure coming back towards them, so they are flying in. And Slide have to be careful here. They're already getting the util out, but Senka Papa with just one nade, he's got to be on the money if he wants to find anything. And 44 damage, not going to do the trick. Immediate counter util comes out from Twisted Minds. If they find an opener here, they're in a 4v1.
Yeah. There's an open up inside a slide. Will be a backfield here. This is a quite well played area. These two sort of hillsides that look onto each other. Does provide you the cover from stadium and from the towns on the adjacent sides. But pressure has to come perfected. It has been confirmed now. Lou looking to try and drive around and expose those angles on the other side, but it is a wide wrap. So example, big deep here. He has to really stop this pressure being applied, and with Batalions getting an opening grenade, that's going to help.
It's going to help because Perfecti is already out of the equation, right? He did actually get found by the third nade. It's like a pow pow and then confirmed from Bushido, so the Minds have suffered as well. Now Example is in one of those spots where if he gets to peek on over, he can just lay waste anybody coming his way. Batu is just out. He's gone for the flush, he's gone aggressive. And the angle from Lou is what makes it all possible.
Yeah.
Smart thinking, put him over here. Immediately push the slide away. They didn't have that same kind of support. They had to fall away.
Even the driving from Lou, right? Even the driving. Let's say he couldn't get the exposed angles. The fact that he drew the guns to Lou allowed Batalions, allowed Example to kind of push forward. Here comes the other hillside we saw from Twisted Minds. That was their pathing. So looks like our heroes are going the same route path. Heavy utility, can find a little bit further afield.
That's big.
Crazy Lou goes down. They're exposing that off ankles. Crazy Lou comes back to get the pressure. Get the res back in. So still a duo here. They're a duo backed into a corner though.
Yeah, now the opposite is becoming true, right? They had that nice little counter angle from Lou. Now the team that's aggressing them has that similar angle. Gimpotent. He could get over there. That's an almost perfect grenade. Just lands right in between them.
Oh my
God! Good on Batu as well. The Vert nades are doing the damage right now, but they don't know quite how much damage they're doing. Blue zoning after the nade is, well, cool if you got the flush or if you got the knock already. It's not very helpful. Sliders right back into it. They want more.
Why not? They're trying to get revenge, right? Quick kill confirmed. Jordan's dead. 2 stack up, even if you exchange. Twisted Mind denied more points here. Look at this, the heroes. Hold up. There were our kills. We're coming back. Who's over here? Someone else is here. And Zero, well, he opts to get out the wrong side of the car. No information gained. Has the sixth sense that might be on the other side of the tree. The zone shifts again. We go back towards the north. Interesting play. We are leaving the town and we are leaving stadium.
Yeah. This is heat map kind of territory to figure out where this zone will go, because we have mountains in play, but we also have a lake in play. You can tell a lot of the players aren't super sure where this one's going to be going. A lot of teams, they don't even have to ask themselves that question, because they haven't even made it in. Blazer dies from falling. That is something you always hate to see.
Take a temple.
As a lot of our big teams are making sends to the middle here.
Making full sense at the moment. Shido just in pull up. Be able to survive out here for a little bit a piece of action. Any pressure continues that north is going to be a bit detrimental to that location. Face and more for the center. They hold out that recall site that some teams might want to find out. And this on the rotation, another wide rotation for them, but they're getting caught here. Empty blank. We're not shooting the blanks. Haven't got the connection they want. And hopefully that can't stop him, but not going to be the case.
Is looking good in this one. Have made a terribly long send, but they are getting towards their target now. Bushido find one of Storm on request. Keeps themselves in it. Bushido, by the way, used the respawn player to scout them into this one.
Yep.
I think it was Crossberg, who just had absolutely no items, nothing. He's now been stopped a little bit by the rest of the team. No guns, but a smoke launcher. It's full support mode. He doesn't get any more support than this. But he's brought them into the circle. He's brought them into this spot. He's not the one that's going to keep them alive, because, again, he does not have weapons. But that's a tactic as well, right? You get the res at the right time. That can absolutely be used to scout a tricky zone for you.
That spot is, as I said, really tough, right? Yes, you're okay. You can sort of focus on the south, but with so much of the south store in, teams like FaZe, we're going to see teams like Slide all move into this sort of southeast corner. They're eventually going to expose. Bushido had to play towards the north, and the fact that he had no gear, no helmet, no vest, and he still stuck their res, that could be a hero's play from Bushido.
That's a knock coming in. That hurts. He's the player who didn't have a gun anyways. He wouldn't have been a great deal of support in the compound. And the question is, would it have mattered? Storm on request, pick up their 6. They destroy Bushido on the way up from the road. That road's not totally unplayable. Once again, there was just teams around them that had all the space they could ever want. So they decided to get out of there. And they do get punished for it immediately, right away. Zone goes away from the water, goes towards the rocks. Viz, suddenly looking pretty good.
Oh, looking pretty good at the moment. Rotation this way, worrying about this northern rotation at the half. We see Ridgeline and Bushido are down a bit towards that east here. Freeside trying to get 8. Listen, get to get clean over their hill. Now you kind of park up, catch the rotation. Freeside looking to do that kind of, but I think they've just identified that contest is also still coming in on this west side.
Everybody's just scrambling for space, scrambling for any sort of cover they can play. You can see Freeside, well, they wanted to go in and they realized that it's not that nice inside. Maybe we're going back out. Maybe we'll take a fight first and fight for the space we get to play, because just sending it doesn't really seem like our best shot right now. I love it. I love the aggression, but I'm not sure if the boom just has an angle that completely counters them here. It's just off to their left, but he's getting outflanked by Skenin, so this has layers to it.
Oh, tit for tat, cat and mouse. We run round and we go. The boom gets 1, the boom gets 2. That is a huge hold for him. Them open on the other side, but again, as you say, they also have an army behind enemy lines. If they can apply the pressure, the boom might be. The rotation back needs to get an open knock. Does get an opening knock though. And we go round and round the merry-go-rounds.
Nades with a name on it though. The Boom is gonna let that one rip. It's a little far over the shoulder. Wouldn't have to deal a whole lot of the damage, but he gets one left, he gets one right. Doesn't connect, but the Boom gets his third in the fight. Recap out. Now, with a little bit of support, with a little bit of information from the rest of the squad, he should be able to just peek on over. It doesn't matter. The zone's gonna do the trick for them. Contesters stand for now. They have another circle to overcome here in just a matter of seconds. They have kept themselves alive.
That's unfortunate for Freeside. Like, I want to give them kudos, right? That's where they are playing. They wanted to be that last team on that west side. They wanted to play him, but unfortunately for them, they were before our contestants who have been on the recall system. Back to the action now. 100 AR. Still unable to get placement points or points as of yet. Now they have to try and defend off FaZe. FaZe playing on the south across the River of Doom. And now they're looking to try and knock on the doors of 100 ADR.
Another zone kicking on in. That road still played by 888.
Oh my god, the
As I
Boom
say
is on
that,
fire!
absolute laser. Gets the opener. Do they have a vehicle to capitalize, or are they stuck like Twist was? The Boom, I can see him getting in a car already, so he's ready to punish. FaZe, meanwhile, is ready to clear. They found the opener onto ADR. James puts the Panzer away for a second just to get the flush. And they see another knock coming in the kill feed, so that's going to make life even easier for FaZe.
Watch for them. They need to try and get some points on board. 100 AR does get Gustav down. No confirmation just yet. Losing bodies. So a little bit tit for tat. And then obviously, unfortunately for the guys, Bank goes for the high ground. And you say the high ground's punishing. It's not favoured by many now. But when it's a desperate attempt to try and get in, maybe that's the only option they had.
It's another one thing about the EP, but hold that thought for a bit. We have a full crash on here. Belief flying on in. ADR closing them out in a matter of seconds. They're saying thank you. Our game wasn't looking pretty. We could have really needed the point injections, so we'll take this any day of the week. Vard gets himself the rest with Util. Triple blue zone, no problem for FaZe. They pick up the fight. They do what they do best. Just destroying who's in their path and then taking away their spot.
Good hold. And then, now they've got the south side all to themselves as well. They are just loving life. Next target acquired. On the other side of things, though, back on the north side of the zone. You have the heroes. One kill on the board. They can see the side in front. They got an idea. They are split here. They're trying to lock that north side of the zone. Different teams don't play their way. He parks up in the ridge. He took the opening knock from the Boom. Melman and Conf put two down. Here comes a bit of a Kobe nade. It bounces to perfection. It's a Kobe, and it's clean. 8-8-8. They fall quick.
Contesters, the exact same approach we had Bushido and Twist in the last game. Just cleaning up the edge, right? Not moving in early. Not putting themselves in a pinch at any time. Always coming in from their own edge. And it's working beautifully. Biz on the other side. They've bitten off a little bit more than they could chew. They've spread themselves a little bit too thin. They've given up a little bit of space to slide. Not slide, excuse me. Around them.
Oh my
banger,
god. Kobe's
though.
are insane today, Co. Oh my god. We have
What
him.
the hell?
Pinpoint. Gonna try and return a favour. He's already moved. I love that kind of a hit and run approach. Relocate, looking for the seconds, coming through, goes over the top, not too far away, but it ends up in Narnia. That one, it's unfortunate. Empty Blank will fall in 7th place. 6 teams now remain. We're hitting those placement points. Storm and Request still trying to hold the outside, but they've got to draw more guns. Yes, the grenade did stop the initial push, but if they continue with a solo trying to hold, the team could stack and overrun them.
Yeah, gotta sort out your priorities. FaZe has very clear priorities here. Got Bard looking over towards that eastern side, looking towards the team that's there. He's gonna pop tires if he can, but not taking any risks. And then Gustav from the compound still holding out towards the contesters, making sure that that is not a problem. That is not a flank that comes on through. FaZe will just not get on the road themselves. They will just hold it for now, and they are looking like absolute contestants for the game win here, Mark.
GG's. Fantastic. Yeah. James.
Oh,
One and
that's
done.
big though.
a hit back from Storm, but they're not leaving their compound. They're just hitting from the safety of the shack. The compound, as I say, not full of shack. Another Kobe comes in. There's one that denies the Panzer. More dump to the E2. The flash. Great nade back as well.
Everyone is hitting their nades.
This feels like it has been Rondo that's been explosive.
That's a double nade onto Stratos for the knock-in flush. It's an instant return from the Paisley. Probably going to pick up that Panzer Faust from Stratos now. Put that to use. Because why not? Rasuti comes over the top, picks up his. Viz are looking to survive for now. The question is, does Conf have anything to say about this? Because he is stabbing them in the back and he finds his.
I was always intrigued to find out which way kind of contestants will go. They've actually gone for a split and they're playing a kind of solo. And there's a Fist will get the confirmation out. And then obviously we do see Conf. He's gone for this north side as well. So I would have liked the guys to maybe stack up and stay as a duo. But Melbourne's down. He took on FaZe. They've got some big kills. But now they're down to a solo as a result.
Loving this from the contestants as well, though. If Conf gets that knock before Melman has to activate, a lot of the times FaZe will say, oh, these guys went north. Oh, cool. We can focus on our own game. And maybe slip up, and then Melman could get himself a flush, and suddenly it was all very much worth it. But Melman couldn't out-survive long enough. Hard picks up a nice little bit of 3 gear for himself. Nice little piece of deployed cover to work with as well. But again, they're going to keep their grip on this road, and they're going to be happy with it.
Definitely feels like it's been a bit of a Rondo special today. You pull, you cook up, you deliver. It seems to be the nades. Still 3 versus 3 versus 1 versus 1. That zone shift though, and the fight from the south feels like FaZe all day at the moment. See if anyone can dislodge them. Vardy's holding that west side. Hopefully Conf doesn't come back his way. This on the other hand, this is the solo clash. He's been spotted though. Yeah, Conf goes down. Big kills for the team. Contestants will take 4th.
Worth it. Solid game from them. Solid salvage at the end as well to get another one in the 4th place.
Yeah.
We are playing with reduced placement points. That is fair enough, but there is still placement points here for a 4th place. So, solid stuff from them. Storm on request. Slow start, right? Really good in this one. It does help that Bushido gave them a 3-point injection, right? It does help. But they've been solidly holding off ever since.
Has been solid. 3 versus 3. It's different styles of gameplay, right? So, Storm on request, obviously, you are holding the compound. They're denying the push. They've checked off either way. There's always a question, would you have got more if you played down? Would you have gone out as well? So, I like what they've done. But to the other side, FaZe using the zone. Oh, even tagging the side of Rondo. They have to now push their way in. Breezy drops the car. Not for much longer. He's got the opportunity to get a med off. No, Vex denies. It's going to be a straight 3 versus 3 at the end. Welcome to the Rondo show.
I think that was the last Lynx bullet though, right? That was,
I think so.
I think just being dropped. That Lynx is what got them into the 3v3 in the first place. That is what got them the flush onto James so fast. But it would have been lovely to hold on to that. Just possibly the scariest gun in the late game. Yes, the ARM exists. The P90 exists. But on these kind of ranges, the Lynx, it just makes you not want to peek at all anymore. Great deal of pressure it can exert. This is an interesting one for me, Mark. I think there's a chance that both of these teams are out or almost out when Phase 8 comes around. And I'm not really sure what terrain really plays better into this Phase 9. They're both going to be on the edge. That's no doubt in my mind. They're both going to be somewhere on the edge of the zone. But I'm not sure what plays better into the center of this Phase 9. Keitel's very close. But once these roofs are out...
Yeah, that's it. That's the problem now for Storm and Request. You're right. There's no roofs now. They've got, I say, the zone before, Koa, they had their elevation, they had the height advantage. Yes, FaZe couldn't wrap around the west because they're fully exposed from this ridge rune, from the roof ridge that they can play. Now now they haven't got it. I think it goes back in the favor of FaZe. This is why we see them repositioning it, because I think Storm and Request are going to expect him to be in that kind of southeast corner. They've got all the cards on the other side. They can work their way around, and then they've got a ridge that they could potentially try and take away. But that is a huge ask.
It's a super interesting question. So I think FaZe have a game plan because they have just basically said, okay, Gustav is coming back. We're making sure they're not leaving their compound. And then there's two things FaZe can do. They can put a solo to the shack, or they can try and play the rock. The rock is nadeable, but it's very central. The same is true for the ridge that Keitel is playing. It's fairly close to the center, right? It's the best spot Storm and Request have, but it is also nadeable from the other side. So tricky positions to be taken early, and I think we're going to see the teams take it as late as possible. I just don't know how many smokes FaZe is working with. If they have a player that has 4 to 5 smokes, I wouldn't even mind sending him up to the shack, create a different angle. Because now that shack is taken away, now that shack is firmly in the hands of Storm and Request, now things start getting a lot trickier for FaZe Clan.
It's like chess, right? They're making maneuvers against the other maneuver. The play. Gustav there was on the hold. I think it was.
Oh, he has no smokes though.
Yeah, but he's got cover.
How is he going to get away? How is he going to get away from the shack in phase 9 without a single smoke?
Because I suppose because FaZe don't have to play yet, do they? They've put the Doritos out, but they don't have to play. Yeah, he still hasn't had any smokes. Maybe he was reliant on that final player to have something to play with. But...
Oh, the overlay is trolling us. The overlay is lying to us. He had a smoke.
Maybe in his hand. Maybe in his hand.
Unfortunate. We have been
innovation, though.
We've been made a fool of.
PUBG says no.
Double blue zone on the shack though. Look.
Yeah,
those land. He doesn't have much space to go. He doesn't have anywhere to go, I think.
Car and go. Car and go. You gotta go. Gotta go. No.
Oh, he's cooked.
He's done.
He's so
stepped
cooked,
outside. Only outside the zone. He's been caught anyway.
Well
3 versus
done.
2. Here comes the play. FaZe laugh in the face of danger. I do like Storm Request play. It felt like chess. It was kind of maneuver against FaZe's play. Gustav though having to play now in towards the middle. FaZe have the drop. They have the dot in the middle. Now they're going for the jump to try and gain the information. And they've got the util dump. 12 kills at the moment. Can they make it 14? Well, Vard says yes. There's one more on the board, boys. Let's charge down the final player as FaZe open up the end game.
So clean. Clinical. They see the weakness. They punish the weakness. The util is great. No chance for Storm on Request. He's got to pull off an absolute miracle here. He's already just spotted around the smoke. 14 for FaZe Clan. Running it back. 14 in the first, 14 in the third.
Big games.
They're doing absolute work here, man.
Welcome to the Rondo show. It felt like heavy utility, though, from a lot of that. Obviously, we saw some outstanding plays, and actually the play at the end, though, is definitely worth taking back and people watching, because FaZe had a game plan. Storm Request went to go try and maneuver against that game plan, but FaZe was so quick to readjust. And I think that's sometimes the difference between some of these high-level teams and kind of our mid-pack teams, is those kind of instant reactions to what's happening in front of them.
Oh, for sure. And also just... Again, I think it comes down to the details there, right? I say, if FaZe have a player with a lot of smokes, they could send them for the shack. And we end up seeing a player taking the shack from Storm and Request, which is massive. But he doesn't have the smokes, or doesn't... He looted some smokes, we don't know how many. But he doesn't use the smokes to get himself out of that position, and then it's just not a good play. You are going to get utiled on that shack every single time, right? You got to get the smokes ready. You got to have a path to the zone that you can use. Because if you don't, you are going to get cooked, and so he did.
Oh, talk about getting cooked. Look at the amount of nade.
Absolute nade montage.
Just the Rondo show. It's just a nade.
There was 5 smokes. Sorry to interrupt you. 5 smokes on that body. So he might have had 5 smokes. He had to make a smoke line towards the middle.
I think it's more of the case. He was so honed in on the potential taking the elevation away.
Yeah.
That he just forgot that actually I need an exit plan from this one. So good game, but again, back to that point. It just felt like it was heavy utility. Nade. It was insane, Kowo.
It's absolute nade montage, and then FaZe closed it out with that double blue zone that GT is just not ready for, right? So well done by FaZe, well deserved, and they are showing the difference between a good team and a world-class team here. Again, in our third game, but we have one more. So we're going to send you to a short break, and then we'll be back with the last game of the evening.
Yes, he will. Razak here with the shotgun around the side. PGC champion.
Down. Fat Cap still alive. Just eviscerate the team just like that. They have taken the game.
What I love about these events, like the PUBG Hot Drop 2025 that we just had, is simply just meeting all of these amazing people.
Thank you, PUBG, for putting on this amazing event. It's been so much fun. It's been so great getting to chat to the devs, getting to see everyone playing games and having so much fun. Thanks to all the team that's put it together.
It's great to be here. I can only say to other PUBG players, come here next year.
Well, the penultimate game has been done and dusted. We are running out of time because we've only got best of 4 each day. Best of 8 overall. So we need to tie things up because they've been explosive games. No pun intended, though, with Rondo because the points are starting to stack up. Don't forget, everyone, we are only taking a top 4. So actually, this final game is really, really important, guy, because actually, if you can end the day high enough in that leaderboard, it sets you up for the final 4 games.
Oh, for sure. And we already have such a strong contender for this top 4 in FaZe Clan here, right? They have to drop the ball from now on to not make it into that top 4. And then suddenly, you're not playing for 4 spots anymore if FaZe continues doing okay. Then you're suddenly playing for 3 slots out of 15 left in the lobby, right? So they're making this tough on everybody else. And a team like Storm on Request now, they would have loved to win that game. That would have just made such a difference. They would be in Slide's position right now if they had won that game, right? So the small margins, tiny mistakes, or sometimes you're just a little outclassed, right? Sometimes FaZe is just a little bit too good, and that's fine. But when you play so few games, that's the decider between, well, a 5th place, a 7th place, or a 3rd place.
It's right, like, it's our final set. So obviously we've got 2 best of 8s, right? We've got this week and we've got next week. And the fact that both of them we're only taking a top 4 in both just heightens the final show, basically. FaZe have the opportunity now to close day number 1 out. Still the stamp that is going to be FaZe Clan. They are back. They are swinging. I also want to highlight contestants. That last game for them was huge as well. So with the capabilities, if they're looking pretty strong, if they can also have another big game back-to-back, they might be in a position to try and take it away.
Everybody's still in it as we're approaching the halfway point of the tournament, the last game of the night. Observer hit the plane shot as well. He's staying true to his 3 out of 4 ratio.
I heard it was a replay.
I'd give that one a 7 out of 10 as well. We did go a little artistic on us, so that's great. A little bit of boatyard action.
And for those in chat, Koa would increase the number the closer he gets to the entry point of the plane. The fact that he was over halfway, that's where he lost some points. He's a bit of flair, but it's too far away. That's what you're saying.
It's a little too safe. All right, it's a little safe. That's a -2, and then there was a little speeding up and slowing back down again. That's not perfect. You know, you want to keep a consistent pace throughout the whole movement. But other than that, he found a very nice opening in the fence that was very conveniently aligned. That was pretty good. So 7 out of 10.
We're gonna get like an end of year podcast out of you with a complete score sheet of all of the on this week 13 on match number 4, -3 points, then a -1 of the end.
If we would live in a world, right, where you could make a living judging PUBG observers, that would be a world I would be glad to live in. But unfortunately, I am the only one who cares that much about the opening plane shots. So. We'll keep yapping about it.
I'm here for the banter. I'm going to get you some scorecards so we can hold them up next time.
Yes. Like the emote in game, holding up the 10, holding up the 0.
Yeah. You let us know in chat, what did you think of that opening plane shot? Because he's gone to sleep now. He's still looking for the plane. Zone goes quite late, though, as we are up in Severny. FaZe go quite late as well, obviously, arguably because their drop spot Milter's a bit too far, but historically, we normally see FaZe jump for the boats and store rotate to Milter. So playing late, playing safe, or just plain rolling the dice.
They just know where the circle's gonna go, right? I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on. They clearly know something we don't. It's a good ult drop. If you just look at the plane path, right, it's a little too far to really consistently get well into Milter, and it's a big risk to be taken. So I think if it was a little bit further east and they could have gone through Millie Island, maybe, then yes. But here, I love what they're doing. Love how they're reacting to the circumstances. That's all PUBG is, right? It's reacting, adapting, and shooting people in the face. That's the main things you gotta get on the way, and they do that
top 3
today
tips.
beautifully. Oh yeah, I mean, all you have to do is rotate and shoot, right? That's a Shroud quote, and nice. That man's the GOAT. So keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Go for a top 2. So about rotation, Twisted Minds are already on the rotation. They want to try and get to this north side. There is an argument it might play back towards the south, but having boots on that north side is going to be far greater because the chances are it's going over there. Skittles get the blessing as they do jump towards Severny. Interesting, they haven't rotated all the way down yet. They have gone towards that T-junction. I do love that area. If we play back to that northeast, kind of in between where the goat is and where Winkley is, I really like those compounds, and then also the shack in the hill, and you've got the granny at the bottom of the hill. I really like those endings because, again, like that last one, I feel like it's quite tactical. Lots of open space, it's to play, but then it comes down to the util ending and how aggressive or not aggressive you want to be.
Yeah, gonna maybe even see some early aggression here around what we call the guard compound. 888 sent a player here very early, Blazer across from the Rozok bridge. Very, very early, as Viz is scouting it from the other side. Neither of these two teams will see a lot of movement in the compound, but 888 do know they have the compound, and if Viz start running at it, I think Blazer's going to be quick on the punish.
Quick on the punish, the boom again, quick on the punishment again. He's on fire today. I know he's a well-known name, right? A household antics for destroying people. Pressure here, doesn't quite get the connection. And for the contestants, though, they had a good game. They're looking for another one, and they might have just divided and conquered Slide.
Hello. That's a little overzealous. That's a little too aggressive. Melman gets sat down. PGT champion gets shown the ropes. That's a banger. That's the boom out of the question as well. 2 knocked for Slide.
Yep.
They have gotten some back.
Some chaos coming out of this, but I like Melman's forecast. Oh, you will not drive down the boom. Obviously, he falls. Omf, though, final player. Looking to try and get to confirmation. The car does provide the safety for now. Shots will continue to come through, but doesn't get the connection. Maybe retract back to his car. I wonder if that store has the tyres because the Saints... They're coming to get involved in this. Mindset takes the opening knock. He turns around and takes a face full of bullets as well. So contestants looking to go strong back to back. The aggressive stance early is not enough.
Not enough. Full reset as well for Slide. Been impressive today. Looking to do more of that. remember when we had game 1 and we talked about, I think it was Empty Blank, not going overzealous on their early entry, not flying in without having control. That's exactly what Contesters did right there, right? Flying in when you don't really have control over the area, and just 1v1 going the wrong way, and suddenly you're punished. Suddenly you're looking worse for wear. That's how quick it goes. That's some nice shots from Perfectix. He's making this hard, and FaZe want to get involved as well. They saw the knock come in. They want to steal the kill point away from Twisted Minds right away. Double nade. Vard blasting on through with the car. He's got to be careful he doesn't get naded by his team here.
He's smart enough not to get out. I'll give him that. He does get shot though. Perfectix puts him down at distance. The Twisted Mind getting the car and get going. Let's see if they can try and farm some points. Vard gets to safety. FaZe take the compound. Looking for an opening knock. Another one to maybe capitalize up. But unfortunately, it does come back the other way. Gustav gets Perfectix down, and Empty Blanks empties out of this lobby though in match number 4.
Damn. They just got caught in the FaZe Twisted Minds blender. Example pops your head off with a mini 2-tap, and then a full FaZe flies on in with cars and nades. Just roaring about. That's the PPT experience right there when the big dogs come to play. It ain't pretty when you're against some of the best in the world.
It's not pretty. Twisted Minds. Just on the hold phase, you get back to the 4, and that does get the car to safety. This is the area I really like. And goes tit for tat a little bit. Gustav trying to find that confirmation. Unable to do so as they do get the car and find themselves back in safety. That's everyone else starting to rotate their way in. Again, a huge amount of splits from these players. Lots of teams split across this map. Obviously, we've lost a couple of teams as well, down to 53 players. So there is that space, but it's like game 4 antics as well, Koho. So I don't think anyone's going to try and stop. They're going to try and end today on a high at least. And maybe, as I said before, set themselves up for day number 2.
It's the name of the game, right? Tournament gets won on day number 2, but you got to be in a position to do so. Some teams are playing the day, not really looking like they have a chance tomorrow. That being said, in a best of 8, you play one absolute banger of a day, you can lock yourself into that top 4 still, and FaZe has shown that today, I think. But it's not easy to be FaZe Clan. It's not just like, you can't just turn it on. So you would love to see teams making it a little bit more doable. Slide picking up another few points here. Will put them in a really good spot. Bushido maybe playing a good late game here. Could put them in the spot. And then teams like the Saints, they gotta knock it out of the park.
Yeah. This is top of the as we said before. We do have the option though for these teams. They will reset. Some of them will have to go through qualifications. Some will be invited back. If you're regional partner teams, etc. But it does mean we're looking for another 4. Top 8 over the course of this set. Week 1, or week 13 and week 14 technically. Does mean you'll find yourself with an opportunity to go to Masters West. But there is one more stage after this one. You have to compete in the last chance. We've already taken the top 8 teams to come through from the Masters. We can only take 8 going forward out the 16 to find themselves fighting the 8 best out the Americas region. That there is going to be an explosive way to end the year.
That's going to be the crowning event of this year's PPT circuit. Finally, all the Twitch chatters who are asking us, is Tiggleton playing?
Yes.
We'll get a yes. Finally, yes. They will. Just gotta wait a few more weeks.
They're gonna get through. That's it. Oh, if he doesn't get through, that'd be crazy. Is Tiggleton playing now? Unfortunately, man. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Falcons are the goats. Talk about the goats. Clicks dry in our lobby. As Hadouken launches shots from the Dragunov back towards the Perfectix. I do like again Skittles hold in a good position here, praying for another zone shift. But a little bit of water still remains in the north. Again, I come back to my point. We've lost teams, 14 teams down. Still got a lot of space here, so yes, there'll be a couple of shots here and there, but I think a little bit more of a calm before the storm.
That's a classic. Slide losing one on the res tower. Something that I almost am surprised it doesn't happen more, right? Going for these reses is so often successful. I mean, you remember the example res that just got Twisted Minds into the PSC finals? That should have gone wrong, arguably. That should have been Leosh taking example down, right? But somehow we see teams get away with it almost more than I feel like they should.
It got Leosh got caught though, because the emergency pickup came down. That was the craziness about it. He was running for the res station. The EP came in. He saw the player. He opted not to go for it. Example, didn't see the player. Didn't know the win or die player on the north, and just went full send. It's pretty good to see. There we are. Pop up. Say goodbye to James. Quick kill confirm for him. Doesn't even opt to go for the reload. No phase on the other side. Knows how well they've been playing. He just gets running.
Maybe I've been set up here for a long while. Trying to camp any team coming on in. The only team that could have come in was Storm on Request, who have swung much further north. Have now peacefully come in around that gas station entrance. So the camp, well, it didn't work out as they intended, but at least they got themselves a phase player for it. A lot of space to boot, because that puts phase down to the compound, down to the junkyard. That should give ADR a lot of room to maneuver.
Oh, the room to maneuver starting to dissipate. 32 seconds from phase number 2. These teams will never get closer and closer until we get ourselves a victor in the end. Skipper's position obviously relying on that shift back, as the red zone now will rain chaos on top of them. No destructible cover, so they will be good. Free side though, have to find themselves back south to safety, but might be safe from the red zone. I don't know if they know that Bushido have been pushing back this way. I spoke though, here's the vehicles, and he's now waiting.
Gonna punish when they stop. He's gonna try to punish with the DMR, I think. But he wants to get his teammates into position first. The circle has said nope. They have sent Freeside right back into their single yellow, where they will stay for the remainder of their zone and hope to catch a few more. FaZe Clan on the move, not happy with their edge position. Trying to get more central, more active. Maybe pull up on the hillsides, maybe start to pick up a fight there. Twisted Minds, similar thing. They're now very far edge. They can play this slow, but they will look for entries onto the teams around them.
A lot of these teams on the outside though, Corey, the ones that need points, they're going to have to potentially start looking right. As they ascend, you know, or try and take some aggression where they can. FaZe starting that aggression. As they are pulled up on the south side, of free side. They are arguably in the util range. Whether Skittles allow them to apply that pressure is, we said. And 8A on the other hand saw that the BRDM was coming in and maybe getting the vehicle, but has been
Oh
no! He's got a free BRDM! What? The BRDM! Oh my god!
What have they just done?
How? And they got him as well. Imagine if he just got the BRDM out. That was insane. FaZe went for a full send and we missed that one, but that was a C4 by Vard himself. One remains here for Freeside. Welcome back to the final game of the evening, people.
Welcome to PUBG in 2025. BRDM, C4, Panzerfaust. See you later, FaZe Clan. That's a res coming on through. Twisted Minds is wondering where the lobby's just gone, but I'm wondering, did they get their BRDM back? I think they did, but
I think they did.
I'm not 100% sure, honestly.
888 play back in. They got the knock from the open in the reverse double pack. The buildings driving around looking for a friend at the moment, taking a few shots as has pulled up on the outside. 100 AR, as you said, been sitting comfortably for a while. Buildings finding a friend and finding the pressure as well. 100 AR, that seat swap, has lost all momentum of the car. Example, just about misses those shots as the ridge provides the cover that's needed.
Yeah, Twist making the moves on the bunker, but they gotta keep themselves clear. This is ridiculous stuff. That's just... That never happens. You don't get gifts like this. I think they parked so close. No, they just made a mistake. They're not even so close to the wall. They just jumped out on the wrong side, lads. Oof.
No,
I think
you get him.
they barely got away from that compound as well. I think they might have lost a player in the process, so they do actually get punished a little bit for that.
The BRDM gets punished, I can tell you that. They're going to be like, please don't be on stream. Please don't be on stream. By the time they get here. Wait, see, I know they are making the play. They've got a P90. He jumps out. Their example hits the shot, but it's not going to be enough. Doesn't go down. I think so. Fine, Bushido does get a knock as well. So again, they're working themselves in that sort of southeast corner. Zone shifts back towards that northwest. Skit will still remain in. Vis extend out from Saverni towards that bunker here. Is still on request, also making the play, but they're making the play in between everyone else. So they go for the crash here. They're going to crash up. They're going to double stack. There goes one. Dukin gets 1-2. Looking for the final player. Crashes against the wall. The car's about to go. Has he even clocked it? He has heard. Big's focusing forward. Gets one, but the car's done. Dusted with a Panzer. And Winkley, well, he does what it needs in the end.
Gets it done. Arm still in play, by the way. No problem for a Dukin. If anybody else wants to come this way, he will go and greet them. Skittles should get the res. They hold strong for now. They hold both sides. Hold aggressive. Love to see that, but that southwestern side that we've seen cooking up, we've seen some BRDM antics, that still has to resolve, Mark.
Yep. Stolen. Run away. 888. Coming back to the scene of the crime, should we say? And they've got Bolty in hand. I would say more Bolties have been taken away. Blazer, let's get that confirmation. 9 kills for 888. It's not bad, not bad ending for their day. I think it's more of a distraction method at the moment.
Cheetah's still on 4 strong, putting the damage into Twisted Minds. Are they going to the same spot Face Clan was playing, or do they have to hop out early because their cars are so under fire? Batu trying to pull up to a rock. There might be some shots coming in from Freeside as well. I'm not sure how good the spots are for Twisted Minds without deployable cover, without foldable shields. But Bushido definitely wants this. They want to close this out. It's a few dips for Twist. But any peeks over the top could be devastating, and at the same time, Bushido will be playing with fire because Freeside will see them first.
They will. Information done as well. Freeside arguably getting away with a very highlighted position at the moment. 4 kills on the board. Going to try and work up, try and get the angles now. See Fectix making the move forward. Bushido still on high ground, spoke about. Will provide more pressure. Tordin, so and they're trying to drive forward, deny Bushido the opportunity to peek over. And Freeside now with the freedom to move, now providing the pressure, is forcing Bushido away.
Making things tricky on the edge. Bushido has to deal with Slide first. Remember, they got their res earlier. And now trying to creep in on that southern side. There's a Panzerfaust in the hand of Sinker Power. He's not in range, really. But he can still connect if the shot's good. The arc is good, and it is. Crossberg to his knees. The car provides the target. And there's a blue zone to follow it up. Nate comes over. That's Kantig's gone, but the blue zone could at least get himself the flush.
It's bounced away there, look. It's rolled down the hill. It's a bit windy, maybe, on Arango. Windy for the MK. Lays the final blow. And our slide on out. Taking that in 10th place, unfortunately for them. 888 still causing damage. Twisted Minds again chasing down anything they can. For example, with only one down. Taking the shots across. You know, reposition though in the car into the smoke and go next. Esports also fall 9th place.
Go next, absolutely destroyed.
Where are they going?
In the kill feed. Twist looking at the plateau a little bit, realizing what? The shack's free?
No
sure.
one's here. Yeah.
Sure, we'll take it. Wouldn't have to sit in a dip, get blasted. We can just be fine down here. BRDM over the top. I don't see a Panzerfaust in the hands of Twist just yet. Their options are a little limited. Let's just start team firing on this. They are now at least putting in a little bit of damage, putting a dent in the armor. Bushido runs over Skenin. They take the dip for themselves. We've seen teams here before, but not for long.
That's because they had C4 and they had a Vard in their team. Does Bushido have the same? Wait and see. The Heroes, they fall in 8th. No placement points just yet as we start to enter into that terrain. Celtic will now try and hold. Doritos will provide some cover, and you have to question how much utility does Freeside have. I'd argue to say they're in that dip to try and gain anything back because they've expelled so much holding on there, but 20 players. Our Skittles team still unshifted, unhinged. An 888 with a freebie of a BRDM. I think the south side. The hill by force. They've got a decision to make. Towards Bushido, towards Twisted Minds.
They wanted to go towards Twisted Minds. Now the knocks come into Bushido. But it might be too late to reconsider. Maybe it's just a pickup as well. But Freeside want to clear this out. They have trouble getting up the hill because they are getting shot in the back, but the util might land. That looks like a good nade. That looks like a beautiful stuff.
I got told you got flat. I knew
Mid
it.
Bay flattens out Crossberg with his E cover. Celtic found in the meanwhile. Both of these teams bleeding though, as there is Hadouken with that arm we talked about.
I just knew it was going to happen. The Dorito God spoke to me, and they said, we're going to flatten some more people here, Mark. It comes down to the final player here. Freeside, 5 kills. Arguably a good amount of kills from a very difficult position played. Zone shifts back as a reward as we move into a top 6 scenario. BRDM lurking in the distance, overwatching, waiting, praying for its time like a great white shark of the south. It's only going to take a bite. It won't be long. Yes. Yes, observers. Dorito.
You love it. You love it. But you know what I'm watching?
How many have they killed, people?
You know what I'm watching? Because I saw on the map there, I saw a Belief walking up, and I think that's a bit of a challenge for Twist to deal with, because there is util in the arsenal. If there were any blue zones, this would be easy pickings. If they were committed on the ridge that Batulin's in, that would be easy pickings. They are trying to land nades inside of the shack, and that ain't easy. Never Lost Hope is cooking another one. So far, they haven't gotten one inside, and the only thing that's been found is Tartarin on the counter nade.
Post the perfect nade. That goes a blue zone to perfection from Lube. April does get a connection from the high ground. If able to see the head, he will go down. Blue zone nades, though, are working their way down. The BRDM only in reverse gear now. It looks to maybe try and take on a position late game here. Batulins lays low. Fectix is the buddy in arms. Now waiting for the push. Belief. We've only got one option. That is to play into Twisted Minds now.
Yeah, I think again, third party here, Twisted Minds, but you see just the difference in caliber there sometimes, right? A Twisted Minds is just so good. And playing to their outs. They weren't in a good spot here. If the nades were coming in from Belief, they would have destroyed them. Twisted Minds knows that, accepts that, and does play what they can do. Just try and just land something on a Hail Mary counter nade, and it works to perfection. Nades don't come into the shack, and Twist haven't only outlived them, they now get to pose issues here to the teams around them. And when we look at that eastern side, and we look at that setup from 8-8 and Freeside, it's completely doable for Twist to get in here.
Yeah.
Car being repaired as well, love to see that.
Why not? Why not? 5 teams remain. There's the opportunity to get some bandages on. Now they're going to try and maybe apply some pressure towards that east side, as you say. You'll be able to see the RDM. Freeside down. Dukin hits a big blow. Effect 6. 27 HP. Steps out and steps on the landmine. Dukin for 1. April for the other. Molly will burn them to victory. Twisted Minds will take 5th as we go into a 3 versus 3. 2 versus 1.
Dukin down to the mini. Must be out of arm bullets.
Coming him over.
It's interesting. Also, the fact that they lost Sloy when they have been sitting in this compound since phase 1 is actually a bit of a problem for Skittles. They haven't even lost him in the compound. He just never made it to them. I think he was playing Severny for a very long time. They could have gotten the res 20 times over by now. They are sitting on a res station, but now they will be going into that late game with diminished numbers. That being said, only sizable opposition will be Viz.
So I kind of feel like it's a 3 versus 3 at the moment, right? Because they need to decide what they're going to do. 3 sides, 888. It's trained against him. So much open train here. Yeah, I suppose the BRDM is going to give 888 a little bit of a bypass here. It's kind of who moves first. Sometimes dies first, so I think they're waiting out. Does Vis take the fight? Does that give the 888 the opportunity to move? It feels like not. All eyes seem to be on that BRDM.
Not yet. I think Vis have a pretty good idea what the problem here is as well. They have a pretty good idea who the main competition is. The match log makes the kill feed tracking so much easier these days. Dukin on the cross. Not punished just yet. 888 move into the circle at least. But what does Recup do at this point? And I love this pull up from a Dukin as well. We see this time and time again. The compound gets to flex out on the ridge when the late game comes. I think we might even see a Dukin just pick up the frags here.
Through. He's done. Fortunately though, will now drop out. This, on the other hand, still waiting, still hoping. I do like you say that Duke can move it out. Build this cross angle. I feel like Skittles reinforcing this. They want to try and take this side and sweep on. Arguably sweep up the hill. And looking for more opportunities. The RDM is pretty cooked.
It is pretty cooked. They want more cover as well. That's the big thing, right? They want as much cover as they can get. And I see Viz now moving on in. I think Viz is trying to single out that 1v3. They are trying to do this. Winkley gets one, but the C4... Oh, the timing's not perfect. But he does get the knock. That being said, it's a knock against a flush. It's not a great trade for Viz at this point. And if RB commits, he's going to have 60 seconds to get the res and get back out.
I think they've hit a double blue zone. Does it hit? Oh, one's a bit too short. Does one do enough?
It doesn't have to cancel the res, I think. Oh, the timing is... Oh, by 1 second. By one tick.
Get away with it again.
He's got 35 seconds to reset this. He should be fine.
Dukin's still going to work here on the other side. This guy's a one-man army sometimes. This, knowing that they've missed the opportunity, they're now going to draw their attention, try and sweep across 888. They're down to one. Jumps out, that's down and out. Vis now repositioning. Versus 3. Dukin's in the open terrain. Dukin again lifting. Level 3 helmet, level 3 vest, and 4 kills under the belt. As I said, one-man army. Have they spent the C4? Was it enough, or was it a silly exchange? Questions will be asked.
Skills making the moves. Taking the terrain they can, and Dukin, as you would say, joysticking them into the positions. Marking the tree for him. Tell them to go. Paisley has a pretty good idea of what's going on, but will they be able to weather the storm is the other question. Winkley steps out a little bit too far. The Paisley could go for the punish, but he is very worried about Dukin on the side.
He's got a sense that someone's still there, right? Dukin is trying to play the angle. He'll be getting the sound cues, but cautious on this break. He's going to limit himself how he can get up and over that little ridge. We go. Lays low. Trying to bait some shots in, I feel. The car, which is spent, does provide the cover that is needed. And now is where Dukin starts to play peekaboo. The drop, though, the center point straight onto this. It tells me they don't know exactly where they are. They're smoking off that tree to try and deny lines of sight. Dukin gets up and over, makes the charge forward. He's an open terrain. He's got the ridge to try and play with, though. Reezy, though. Reezy's past some shots. The Winkley's on the off angle. He does provide the cover where it's needed. This is a big hold to be after this.
The Paisley finds one. Dukin down. The Juggernaut out of the equation. The angles are now strongly in favor of this. If Stratus just lays low, just chills, just listens for the steps, he should be able to spring the trap. But the Paisley, you gotta dodge that nade. The RB lands an absolute belter. He's got a Panzerfaust.
Oh!
And he wins it.
What an ending. What an ending. That could be hit or miss, but good hold. Tit for tat at the end. But it is going in the way. Skills, well, with a Dukin holding the heavy load, they'll get the victory in the end. But 888 getting the kills, 15 kills is not to be shied away from. They stole the BRDM. They nearly stole the hearts and minds, but not the victory in the final game.
if the Paisley just got around the drop in time, that would have been all they needed, right? He would have blocked the damage with the crate and he would have been fine. To help Stratas out there in the late game. The crossfire they had was absolutely lethal. But in the end, this the self-proclaimed GOAT finishes it out with the Panzerfaust. I think we spent a few weeks, Mark, saying it's going to be interesting to see how the players adapt to the new items, to the new meta and everything. Players have got it down now. Everybody's landing their Panzerfausts. Everybody is starting to understand what to do with the BRDM and when. Everybody's starting to get the blue chips down. We're seeing like the new PUBG gameplay getting much closer to its peak.
Yeah, I think you're right. I 100% agree, especially with the recall chips we're seeing. We're getting, I feel like, closer towards the meta. Some teams are still trying to be quite creative with how they play it. Yes, we've seen some players at the end with no guns, etc. But I feel like we're seeing less and less of that now, right? The BRDM, it's not causing as much as a disruption as it used to, right? Everyone before used to fixate and focus on that. Yeah, we see that maybe later game now, where people go, okay, well, we need to start hammering some shots towards it. But it comes back down to your point. Everyone's got used to the Panzers. Everyone's getting used to kind of how to move and adapt that, put in the back of the trunks, etc. I still think more's to be had. So it'd be interesting and intrigued to see with the update coming out. Does that make any big changes? Does the make some big changes? I don't feel like just yet. I feel like we have seen more bulky back, but not so much in the TPP circuit.
I think we'll see a healthy increase in bolts, but it's more like we're going from 2% to 4%, you know? That's a doubling in bolts. That's pretty cool, but that's still, 4% of gun usage or something like that. I think, I haven't crunched the numbers, but we see a little bit more bolting and that's cool. We see the BRDM nerfed, we see the C4 being nerfed, right? So PUBG is taking notes and is paying attention. The red zone being reduced to be less of a factor after it's a little dominating at Nations Cup, for example. Team Denmark can sing a lot of songs about the red zone. So it is still evolving, it's ever evolving. We're not sure where we're ending up. I just think it's good to see the players starting to nail things now. Because we've seen a few tournaments in the past where it was a surprising lack of mechanics coming in when it came to the C4 and all this kind of stuff.
You're right. We've got past the new, it's scary. Now we've gone through the creative stage. We've started to do that meta piece. There's that final blow from that Panzer. He didn't have the opportunity to really swap back. Skittles had to stick it at the end, and they done well. It was good, very good. For those obviously who might have just jumped in, unfortunately, our 4 games are out though for this evening. Just a reminder though what we are playing for. So this is week number 1, or technically week 13. We do have another 2 sets of days next week, but we've got today and tomorrow where we're playing best of 4 each day in total for a best of 8. Unfortunately, this time, this is the big change. We are only taking a top 4 from each week. So week 13, we're taking top 4. Week 14, we're taking a top 4. They will then meet, those 8 players will meet in the last chance opportunity for Masters West. They will go against the teams that qualified top 8 from Masters, but we can only take top 8 again to the next stage. So again, this is so key for teams like Twisted Minds, like FaZe. If they want to be one of the shining lights, the top of the top when it comes down to our region, they've got to get through this stage. But Karo, they've started off pretty well, mate. Yeah,
I think we'll have a look at the leaderboard in a matter of seconds here. FaZe plays another, I think, acceptable game here. It doesn't go great for them, but they get a few points on the board. They get that run over, right? They get a few kills. It doesn't matter. They've done their job in the first few. Skittles come back in this one. They've done a lot of the work. They've done a big part of the job. And a lot of teams have put themselves in acceptable positions for tomorrow, right? Again, if you have a 40 point gap, that looks really, really rough. But we've seen what a FaZe can do today, right? So we've seen that it's possible, and for a lot of teams, it will be much less than that.
Yeah, you're right. We'll just tell up that our final of those points there before we let you guys go. That is the thing. We've seen 14 kill games, 24 points. So one game can turn these teams around. We saw it from the contestants. They played pretty well. They got themselves up there as well. But FaZe, back to your point, and I'm no surprise they're going to be on top of it. They are 59 points, so 1 shy away from 60. They've done a hell of a lot for day number 1. 4 games down, nearly 60 points against the name. FaZe is swinging hard. But let's not take anything away. Skittles, Bushido, All really strong days. 888 having a good explosive action there in the final game. Slightly unfortunate, Twisted Minds do drop down slightly. But again, the last game there from Vist, yes, they didn't get the win here, Kara, but one game that's really pushed them up that leaderboard.
That's what I meant as well. It's like Vis played one good game today. That was this one. And they played another okay one on the Rondo. But that one game has gotten themselves so close to qualification that a team like a Freyside, Contesters, even the Internet Heroes, they play one really good game. They are in reach, right? It's just 4 games. A lot can happen. And I think we're going to see a really tight race. Probably not for first tomorrow, but for third and fourth, I think there's a really good chance it gets real spicy tomorrow.
Okay, according to Kawhi, first place potentially locked in. So we're looking for 3 more. As a reminder, we are looking for a top 4.
They're not locked in first, but they are locked in the top 4, I would say. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, Kawhi is right on 1 point off. We're looking for 4, technically. So we've got 4 more games that we're fighting off tomorrow to then decide our top 4 that we'll be going through. We're securing a spot towards the Masters West. That's it from us, though. Don't forget to tune into the Americas region a bit later, where they will have to try and fight out for their top 4 spots. But for now, we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Peace.